business. Now, I listened on Wednesday to the Rastafarians say now they've opened up the school and all that lot to educate the black people. Now, I was disgusted on how many people rang up and was complaining about the, you know, the rights of this religious business. Now, obviously, people are obviously not listening to what the men, they were repeating it time and time over again. If the children don't want to take part in the ceremonies that they're into, fine. But the point is that they're trying to educate us on where we come from and where we should be going. Now, this religious business, now everybody has got their own religion, fair enough. You know what I'm saying? But if they're coming together to do something constructive for the black race, you know what I'm saying, why not get on with it? As long as, you know what I'm saying, if they're, like the man said, if their parents feel to go down that road, fair enough. If their children, they don't want to send their children down that road, fair enough, but it's the education of our black race which is the most important part about it. You know, that's my own personal opinion. But them black girls, them there, well, put back on the claws, okay?
All right, Sandra, enough respect.
Okay,
all
bye-bye.
Right, peace. There you go. Thank you very much, Sandra from Peckham region. And, you know, just I keep with the flow. Once again, those who, you know, heard the tape, yeah, we'll go through upon that. Don't worry. We will definitely still discuss the Illuminati and the New World Order, even though I was supposed to play the tape, but don't watch that because differently the tape mature don't have enough things in it still, but you have to look in and find out what's going on, especially when I'm talk about Shambhala. But anywhere, can you know, some Minister Rebel can break that up into how much different pieces for all those who want to turn around and say, no, something, not go so. Anyway, in my hand, I've got what is, I believe, is a Jehovah Witness, you know, the magazine, is it? Awake. And on the cover, it's got, is religion on the way out? So, I mean, that in itself is telling that somebody knows something. There is something out there, but it's for you to directly go out there and find out what is actually taking place. And then when you turn on the inside, you've got are the world's religions near their end? And there's another piece further in it which is talking about how it would be nice to just have one religion. You see, that's what it all, I mean, with the New World Order, that's what it boils down to, because, you know, one religion, I doubt them want, just one religion, wipe out everything else, because, you know, like Dr. Malachi Ziyok say, you know, them done and say that we're awakening to certain things that's taking place, the ghost worship that they want us to go through on. So, we've directly got to say, here what, you can keep that, that's your, you understand, that's got nothing to do with us, because at the end of the day, it's we on our look upon still. And also in that magazine, it's got a piece which says false religion rides to its destruction. And like I pointed out already, one titled "One Religion Will Remain." So there's no two ways about it. There's definitely going to be one religion. And as for, you know, what Sandra said about you know, the black millionaires and certain brothers not wanting to pick up a woman who ain't got no money and them sort of things, you see, that the attitude alone is basically helping them to complete the program. It's already been set in place. It's, at this present moment, I mean, alright, they've got their time scale of how long their program's supposed to take before it runs its course. But at the same time, if we keep doing the things that we're doing, we're going to help that program speed up even quicker. And next thing we know, we'll turn around on certain things that take place and say, hold on a minute, how did that take place? And when we did that, when that did take place? That's why you have to be careful, because you see, what I've realized with the Illuminati, the New World Order, basically it is all boiling down to the words and the way the words that they use to describe and to say, to put over the points that they want to get across. Because obviously when they're talking, you have to realize them not specifically talk to you, you know, they might talk to those who know. And if you know, then you're directly in a better position than those who don't know, because when certain things take place, those who know can directly sidestep and make sure them not get washed away. So, London town, you know, yeah, Sandra turn around and say our piece. 0956-596-739 is the live link number. Get you across the airwaves. If you don't want to go live, the number is 0976-710-287. Once again, London town, this is the People's Talk Show. This is the driver. The time is approximately 16 minutes past the hours of 12. We're doing another place for you, you know. Why, you know? We're not doing this for no joke business.
If you don't listen to Genesis, you're playing yourself. Trying to diss the black man, you're playing yourself. Right here on Genesis 91.6. Blowing it up. J. Rue the Damager. Peace.
That's right, J. Rue. If you diss the black man, you're playing yourself. Okay, we got another call, live call coming through. Gonna take this call. Good afternoon, caller. What's your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, Minister, I'm calling from Newcastle.
Yes, Rebel.
Yeah, man, I've got up for your show today specifically, driver. I mean, you see, I was listening on Wednesday, right, and I was one of the callers that called in.
Yeah.
Right, you know what I mean? And it's like, I ain't got a problem with nobody educating black people, you know what I mean? And if they want to call themselves black, you know, it's another thing I don't believe in anyway. But, you know, when a man talks about, brings the religious thing into it, because the school's called the Haile Selassie, the first school. I think you've got a leaflet in the studio up about it.
Yeah.
Right, and the curriculum of this school is that the first thing they do is say the eyes is in the morning. The second thing they're going to do is Bible studies. And then from that they go into like normal curriculum, and then they talk about black history and so on. From whose perspective? A Rastaman's perspective. You know, so basically they're indoctrinating the children with that religion. So regardless of whether the man's an atheist or not, you know what I mean, he's going to have that in his head, that Selassie is God and all the rest of it. And we ain't got no time for that no more, because that is not true, and it can't be proven, and it can be disproven, if you get what I'm saying. It's not the truth, and we ain't got no time for that nonsense no more. You understand? And all I know is off a personal experience, when I was growing up and trying to find the truth, I stumbled across the Rastas, and I spent time with them to study with them myself. And basically, it's a lot of ganja smoking, you understand what I'm saying, and reading the Bible, which is an unauthentic book, you know what I mean, that we don't need no more, and it's caused all the confusion in the Western world, because all the badness you see in the world today stems from that book. You get what I'm saying? Racketeering, murders, drugs, everything's in there, you know. You've got to look at it properly, and it's time for that to be, you know, finished with. So if they got stuff like that in the curriculum and anything to do with God, I got a problem with that.
So, Minister,
yes, like.
Yeah, Minister, so let me ask you something. So basically you're saying that it's not possible for them to basically teach about our history from their point of view?
Well, what I'm saying is, you see, from their point of view, they're going to go into like the Bible, and they're going to tell them that Shiloh in the Bible is Selassie, and they're going to tell them that the conquering line of the tribe of Judah is Selassie, and these things ain't true, if you get what I'm saying. That's what they believe, meaning they accept it without really knowing, but it's not true. You get what I'm saying, blood? And I would debate that with anybody, and like, you know, and prove that wrong, because that's not true, and we don't need that no more. You get me? That's some ridiculousness that we don't need.
All right, so I have to ask you this, Rebel. So basically, it boils down to, I mean, are you saying that it's not possible for them to teach our history without bringing their culture into it?
You see, if they take out the religious connotation out of it and all of the religious nonsense, then they can go for it, you know what I mean? And I'm sure everybody would back them. And that's what people was trying to say after, even that was sincere with them and didn't like the way that they was getting handled, you know. I heard a brother phone up and say, well, can't you just leave that religious stuff out of it? And, you know, just bring facts in, no religion. You know, I mean, and then it'll work.
Yeah, so, all right. Obviously, because there's quite a few people who've basically agreed on that point of view. But, I mean, would it be possible for them to do that, though? And still maintain what they're putting across to the people?
You see, the sad thing is, right, and it's really sad, is that because they've been in that religion for so many years, right, you know, their locks have grown a certain length. They don't want to be made to feel stupid. Nobody does. You know, if you're a Muslim or Christian and you've gone and you've dedicated yourself to this religion, and all of a sudden here's some information that says, well, what you're doing is wrong, and your soul is on, you know, on the line. They rather take the ego and go with what they're doing than stop and say, well, all right, let me check it out. You know, when a man believes that he's got it, that's when he's lost it, especially if it's in the wrong place. You know, because if I think that I'm a Jewish rabbi and nobody can't tell me nothing, and I'm going to stick that out to my death, then, you know, that's going to be my peril. And I'll be blind to any new facts that come along the way, and that's what's happened with them and everybody else, you know. But I know a lot of Rastas, after 18 years, trim up, and come right. You understand what I'm saying?
For real, for real.
And come right and stop the nonsense, because we ain't got no time for that no more.
Rebel,
remember that new world order's coming in.
Yeah.
And
that's what I was going to ask you. I mean, like how
I'm going to go on to that.
Get into that.
And they're not offering no solution. Everybody's saying that Selassie is coming back, Jesus is coming back, Muhammad's coming back. Everybody's waiting for somebody. But the thing about it, they're introducing this thing from next year, and they've put it into place already. You know how many chips they are marketing, and how many companies are waiting for the contract for the chip. There's half the size of a rice grain, or a scan, or retina scans for where they read your eyes. All of this stuff is there. If they only open up their eyes and have a look, and none of these people ain't gonna help them. What I mean, when it comes in, they're gonna have to turn to the leaders and say, well, what's happened? And the sad thing is, people are just gonna get on with it because it's gonna make life better for them. And that's the thing.
You see, that is one thing which I believe quite a few of the callers feel as well. That push come to shove. Enough people will be saying X, Y, and Z, but push come to shove, they're going to be in with the rest of them.
Yeah, that's right. And and this is the thing. It's coming in next year. And then that's the time they're going to turn to their leaders and say, well, what's happening? What's your solution? People, there's so many different solutions. If you ask any religious denomination, how are you going to avoid the mark of the beast? The Christians will tell you that they're waiting for the rapture, with 1 minute they're here and they disappear. The Muslims will tell you that they're waiting for Jesus to return. And that's what they're waiting for, to dodge this thing. Man, they'll be getting it because they're in the wrong thing and they ain't even prepared to look. That's the sad thing. And they've got children. You've got children and you rather leave them some money than the right way. I can't be like that, and I'll never be like that. That's why I do what I do. I've got to help those that want to have a look to see what it is.
Rebel,
I'm not in it for the beer.
Yeah, one more question, Blood. If you could, for London Town, if you could give them just a quick breakdown of like the Illuminati itself and basically the objective in their life, so to speak.
Yeah, okay. The Illuminati is an organization that's been around for centuries. And they've slowly, they know all the prophecies that are to be fulfilled, and they're there to counteract that. And they're the ones running the world today. There's many different Masonic orders out there, and they'll be like your Grand Master, that's your head Mason of each Masonic order, the top men that hook up together and decide what exactly happens. Like, when people say they want to go back to Africa, they know that from a long time, and that's why there's all the wars. That's why there's a war in Rwanda and Zaire now. That's why Ethiopia's got a famine and Sudan's got a famine. And, they're out wiping it out from a long time. And now we're saying, it's too late. Too late. We should have done that 50 years ago. When you look at the adults, they just choked it out. You understand what I'm saying? And allowed themselves to just get on with it, and as long as my family's all right, that's the main thing. No culture, no set way, and what does it? Religion. So I'm sick of all the religious nonsense, and I want to clean it up, and that's what it's about, because that ain't helping us.
Yeah, well, like I said, on that magazine, that Jehovah Witness magazine, it says, is religion coming to an end? And they already done and check it out. There's going to be one religion.
Yeah.
See, there's no two ways about it. There will be one religion. They've got that in their plan already.
That's right. And that one religion is called, it's about humanity. It's about, they're going to take it up to a level where they say there's nothing outside of that. It is about you, and that's halfway true, but there's nothing beyond that. So they're going to deal with facts and the matter, because they have to kind of come partly correct. And a lot of people are going to buy that as well. Like they're buying all the rest of the religions now. They're out there for money, and that's the truth. Not no salvation for them, and not no way out. So for those people out there searching for the truth, you ask them what their solution is to the New World Order and the mark of the beast, and listen to the nonsense, and then tell me that you want your child to, are you going to risk your child to go through that? Because I've got children, and I ain't got no time for them to go through no nonsense. You understand? And I know there's people out there that are sincere and don't really know, and when they hear, they will connect. But those people that are out there think, well, oh no, I've been in this religion for 7 years and it's wrong. No, they're even having that. They're going on and they're going to get on with it. It's not meant for everybody, and it won't be, but just for those people that want to wake up, and it will genetically click in them, and they will do so.
All right.
But driver, I know the people call in now. I'm gonna clear the lines, you know what I mean, and just keep up the good work, blood. All right.
Enough respect, blood.
All right, mate.
Peace.
Peace.
There you go, our very own Minister Rebel, telling it like it is. London town, the lines are clear. What's your opinion? Go live, 0956-596-739. Get your point across. Do you agree or disagree with what the Minister Rebel says? You know, basically we're talking about the New World Order today. You know, also the Illuminati and Wagwan. Gonna take this call. Good afternoon, caller. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hello.
Greetings.
Peace and knowledge be multiplied to you.
All right.
I'm in agreement with the brother just ring. I think directly this whole idea of religion is a bit of crap and misleading. And what I'm saying, you know what I mean, I just don't want to repeat it still. But if you send a little kid with another kid, and one kid is more influenced by something more than another, and the other kid is not disciplined, they're going to take on some sort of ways of the other kid. So therefore, in a sense, right, the black race must unite, but at the same time, we have to think about who directly our kids going to mix with and be influenced by. You see, because as far as this goes, really, they that smoking them ganja, and their kids see them smoking the ganja. Your kid, in a sense, right, going with them kids who smoking ganja, so it's going to influence them. But that, again, I won't even want to go back too much into. But my point still, I think the New World Order, it won't be like the way people interpret it to be. I think there will always be different denomination of religion. They won't be one world religion. I believe in a sense, really, we live in a capitalist world and an imperialist world. And within that, right, they're not do anything to start to really make themselves terrible, because although they're powerful and so on, they too are vulnerable to any sort of destruction. The system can also be collapsed, right? And the world is too complex, right, to believe that the Western world could start to have a world order. And, you know what I mean, it could be practiced or accepted by the complete world.
Yeah,
you follow me?
Yeah, Bridget, all right, let me put something across to you, because, I mean, if anybody out there in London town disagree, well, you know, obviously them can phone in. But basically, from what I've got to understand of the New World Order, it comprises of three pieces, three sections, yes? It's a cashless society, yeah? One political, when I say cashless society, I mean one currency basically, see? Yeah? One political government to control the world, yeah? And one religion. That's the three sections as far as I understand it comes into. Like Minister Rebels turned around and said, remember, these people have been functioning for centuries. So obviously they had prior information, yeah? So if you've got prior information on something, it's just like, say if you're a gambling man and you get a direct inside tip that number 5 are going to win. No, you're going to make sure you set yourself, especially if nobody else don't know about that. So make sure it's number 5, you sort out that, so that will win.
But brother, my brother, the world is far more complex than making prediction about gambling results. Because as I said here, right, even the same Arab man, them, they in themselves really is vast and powerful, will accept or not, right? So therefore, if the imperialist government want to impose their views upon them with the adoption of philosophy, it won't work, right? Because at the same time, in the Middle East, they're well armed too. So even America with them superpower and super weapon, they could never impose any philosophy upon these people that they should follow it. But as I said here, right, there will always be different denomination of religion. Because as I move around and I see, there are many new ones coming up, right? And as far as it goes, even one yesterday from South Korea, I was speaking to, right? They came with the music and them thing, and they promoting another type of religion. If directly they had any plan to start to really crush any sort of denomination or having a knowledge about making things one, they wouldn't allow these people to come in Britain and so on. So in a sense, as I said here, it's more complex than what we think, really. I want to say the last thing before I go. Again, some people may not agree with me. As far as goes, Karl Marx, the philosophy, whatever people want to call him, right? He said religion is open to people. No, get anybody listen, pick up your dictionary, and the chance religion is open to people as far as it goes. And again, I must say I agree with the Minister Rebel wholeheartedly. And we must not be confused or become anyways, to be honest, really, don't examine what we are to examine. Any black person who care about them kids, can go to even a bookshop and take I don't even want to mention that bookshop because I used to work there. And they can get themselves books on black history and from different introductory level, right? And different black books and English literature and English and so on. They can teach them kids, right? You don't want your kids to start inhaling some ganja nonsense mixed up with all different crap and so on. We don't want to worship any dead man who in a sense have a great example for us and so on. So what the Minister Rebel said, to me, I agree with, again, we must think about the world order. There's nobody on this planet, no superpower on this planet, will ever able to conduct any sort of philosophy or policy to sort of get everybody to believe it. It won't work that way. The only way to work is unless everybody believes it. And I said to the world, it's too vast and too complex. So in a sense, we shouldn't be perturbed. We shouldn't see that world order is going to be the other seat, right? They're going to be, of course, trying to start to keep certain people in certain positions, yes? But it won't work internationally. I'll be listening still. And
all right, my brother. Yeah, well, I don't mean just go to say to you still, you know.
Sorry?
I was just about to say to you that if you're, well, listening and, you know, cause you will hear quite a wide range of views coming across the airwaves today, you know, especially those who have the so-called knowledge, have gone out there and researched and looked into certain things, if you understand what I'm saying. Yes?
One thing before I go, I don't think anybody's man enough could give anybody a rail to cut them on short. As far as capitalism goes, and imperialism, right, as far as it goes, the whole notion of them is to make money, and it's to rob as much as they can rob. At the same time, they don't need that really. They want division. They want confusion. So as far as it goes, they're not doing anything to start to really, you know what I mean, create disturbance to oneself. They have their family and kids to think about too. So, you know, we can read into it and think directly they're going to try to do what they can't do. Right, but as again, I listen to you, and it's nice to hear the show, and I always promote it still, and you recognize vice by now. All right, take care, love,
blood.
Love, man.
Yep, enough respect. There you go, London town. What have you got to say to that? The drivers in the place. This is the Genesis 91.6 People's Talk Show. And the conversation today is the Illuminati and the New World Order. And we're going. Plus, you know, so the tape which did play a little earlier, cause, you know, it's all kind of linked, you know? Anyway, you're going to take this call? Good afternoon, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, hello, it's Glenda again. From
Hi.
Bedford, yeah? Hi.
Yep.
You know, you see that Minister Rebel, I wanted to know, I wanted to get on the other line actually, but I didn't know the number. But I wanted to know if you could ask him if you can give me a number that I can contact him.
Yep, that could definitely be arranged.
Can I have the other number then?
Yeah, the other number is 0850 yeah 421 389.
Okay. Alright then, yeah.
Alright, enough respect.
Cheers, safe, sir.
Peace. There you go, London Town. 0850 421 389 if you don't want to go live. If you do want to go live, 0956 596 739. Gonna take this call. Good afternoon, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good afternoon, driver. This is Vicky from C. I just got a couple of thoughts, suggestions I'd like to add, and some comments on Minister Rebel, what he was saying earlier on. Can you hear me? Yeah?
Yeah, go on, blood.
Okay. Just the first thing for everyone out there that wants to know a little bit more about the New World Order. The New World Order, there's a book by a man called Mr. A. Ralph Person entitled The New World Order, and it's a must reading everyone that wants to know more information. But in this book, it actually breaks it down and tells you what the New World Order's policies are and what their plans is for the future. Now, it tells you that the changes will include the family. Homosexual marriages will be legalized. Parents will not be allowed to raise their children. The state will. All women will be employed by the state and not allowed to be homemakers. Divorce will become exceedingly easy, and monogamous marriage will be slowly phased out. That's the first one. The workplace. You see, the government will become the owner of all of the factors of production. The private ownership of property will be outlawed. Religion. Religion will be outlawed, and believers will be either eliminated or imprisoned. There will be a new religion, the worship of man and his mind, and all will believe in the new religion. Now that's like the key components of the New World Order. Now, when Minister Rebel, because every week the minister is cussing and saying, oh, the Bible this and man confused and religion, see? But all of this information is in the Bible, okay? One of the things with the New World Order, in their setting up and in their deceiving the world is that they are going to come with a whole heap of new age religions. There is an Indian man that they believe, these new age religions believe, has been born already. He's been born already and he's in London somewhere. Alright, and his name is Lord.
Sorry, Blood. Yeah, Blood, that last piece was a bit muffled there, yeah?
Yeah, alright, I said this. These new world agers, alright, that believe in this new religion, they say that their Messiah is a man named Lord Maitreya, who is of Indian descent, but he's born in London, and right now he's about between 30 and 32 years of age. Now, this is the person that the Bible says is the Antichrist that's going to come and say, I'm going to stop all famine, I'm going to make peace in the world and do all of these things. You know, so I think if people have got common sense and they, you know, you don't just throw the Bible away or throw away what our ancestors, what our parents, what our grandparents and what our great-grandparents have depended on to bring us through to this far. Secondly, with that, the new age religions now, if you heard and if everyone heard what I just read out the book, one of the points is that they believe that man is God. Now, this holy tabernacle thing is one of them new age religions where they're actually teaching that man is God. Now, if you use your common sense, all right, not one of us can tell whether we're going to wake up tomorrow morning. So how can we be gods? Are you still there, driver?
Yes, Blood, I'm here. Go through, man.
Okay.
It's your platform. Because obviously, I mean, you're putting the question to me, but it's coming through. It's coming to me, but it's going through to London.
Yeah, it's going out to everyone. Okay. So, you know, this is the question to, especially to Minister, you know, and the Holy Tabernacle, and all them people, the Muslims have said it lately, they're all saying it, that, oh, man is God, and we have the potential to be God. It's a load of crap. You understand? Because none of us know whether we're going to live or die tomorrow. We don't know whether we sleep tonight, if we're going to wake up tomorrow. So, you know, what kind of gods do these people think they are? The most they can do is respect the living God and just obey him, you know, and then they're going to have a chance to get through. But if people keep leading us down this road and keep trying to, because at this time of day, there's a lot of youngsters listening to the show, and if people are going to keep trying to tell them, you know, we're gods and we're this and we're that and we know as a nation of people that we are special. You know, the Bible tells us we're chosen.
Blood, let me ask you a question, right? Do you agree or disagree that we were created in the image?
Of course.
So,
of course, because that's what my Bible tells me.
Right, so basically...
In the image and in the likeness.
Right.
You know, but if you read in Genesis, it tells you, after Adam and Eve had disobeyed the living Father, all right, he turned around and he said, well, look, they've eaten of this tree of knowledge, all right, and he said, let us kind of throw them out, put an angel to guard the tree of life, lest they eat of that tree and live forever and become as gods. You know, so it makes it clear that before man had the opportunity to actually eat of this, you know, what it says tree, which is the tree of life, Father removed it from man so that he would not become a God like unto himself. But what in the sense, when people are getting confused when they're saying God now, in the sense of the mind that we have, the knowledge that we have the knowledge between good and evil. I don't think there's nothing else on the planet. You know, the bees, them, the trees, them, and all them things, they don't have the knowledge of good and evil. You know, they just go according to nature's plan. But we have that knowledge, and that is what's making us different. That's why man thinks that they can rule.
Right, so, alright, let me ask you something. So, alright, do you believe that having the knowledge can give you power over other people?
Having the knowledge of what, good and evil?
No, I'm just saying having, like, obviously, we believe that knowledge is the food of life, yes? Right, now I'm saying, if you've got X amount of knowledge, see, and you enforce that knowledge and like directly, you know, when you've got people who can turn around and like, because back in the days when they didn't know too much and they went to their you know, you know, them people that to seek information, they didn't know what the person that person himself didn't really know what he was talking about, but because the couple things and it come over where people think, yes, them under have the power, them have the knowledge.
That's what's happening now, driver. You got man like this, the same Malachi said, you can them man there, right? You see, when you talk about the knowledge, Knowledge is just a part of it. Knowledge comes with wisdom and understanding. Now, knowledge is literally, you get knowledge out of books, okay? Wisdom, now, the wiseness of it, is like your mind now, and, you know, like the faculties that Father has placed within your mind. You have what's the word? You can decipher information. You can receive information. You can receive knowledge, decipher it, take out the truth for yourself, and then apply it. So knowledge in itself, you know, is not the greatest thing. People, you know, I'm sure you've heard, right, that when we was youngsters, I know my mother had a favourite saying about educated fools. Man that went to school, went to college, went to university, got the most education, but they haven't got no common sense.
Yeah, well, you know, I throw that phrase on enough people, you know, they're so intelligent that they're fool.
That's right. Well, it's the same with knowledge, brethren. You see, all of these, like, over the last few months, you've had a lot of people on arguing about genealogy, and this says that and that says this. They're arguing about the written word, you know what I mean? But that is just the knowledge. What about the wiseness? What about the understanding? I haven't heard none of them come on the show and break down the spiritual aspect, you know, that spirit of man, and what is the function of it, and what we're supposed to do with it. You know, maybe they should be addressing them things rather than just dealing with the books and saying, oh, the books is this and the books is that.
All right, we're definitely going to take that up, because, you know, obviously I'd like to hear some opinions on that. What I was going to also ask you to do with Dr. Malachi Ziyuk, I mean, so you basically, have you yourself gone out there and looked into some of the things that he said and basically disagreed, found proof to disagree with what he said?
Well, I'll tell you, I've looked into, not a lot, you know what I mean, but I've like read his books, seen his videos, heard the talk shows, you know, the radio tapes playing as well. And the first thing that put me off with I think it's Dr. Malachi Ziyuk, is that he's when he's talking to people, he comes over in a very hypnotic way, a kind of tranceful way, with like you've got this music in the background, you've got his voice is always being echoed, you know, and all them things is to draw people in and to make people feel, you know, at ease with what they're hearing, you know. But if you're talking the truth, you don't need to put no frills and spills on it. You know, you just talk the truth, and if people accept it, they accept it. If they don't, they don't. That's exactly what the prophecy says.
Yeah,
sorry. But if you come in with all the bright lights, the weird music, you know what I mean? It's a very trance-setting, hypnotic thing.
Yeah, blood. Let me just cut you there 1 second. Yeah, a London town here. If anybody's trying to get through on the 0850, having battery problems, here, we've got another number for you. So if you've got a pen, the number is 0976 710 287. Once again, that's 0976 710 287. Yeah, blood.
Driver, the only other thing I wanted to add about this New World thing, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are saying, oh, the Christians, they've got it wrong and they're this and they're that. The New World Order, right, their main aim is to destroy all Christianity off of the face of the earth. As I said, the book is by a man named A. Ralph Epperson. That's Epperson. And it's called the New World Order. Now, they actually explain that the reason why they want to do that is because the Bible now, the whole world, the whole earth, has been living according to the laws of the Bible. The whole of society is geared up, like the family, being good to your neighbor, blah, blah, blah. All of this, they're saying, it comes from the Bible. What they're dealing with, the eye, the all-seeing eye, the pyramids and all them things, again, it's in Genesis, in the times of Nimrod, in the times of Baal worship. You know, this is what they was dealing with. So people like the Minister Rebel, you know, they should be researching more. There's another book called The Two Babylons, you know, that tells you what these people were dealing with, and it tells you all about the incarnation, they believe in life after death, and all of them things. And that is exactly what this New World Order are coming with. That is why they want to eliminate all kind of Christian ethos thinking people and societies and governments from off of the earth.
Yes, go on, blood.
So, to that now, when you read the Bible, and the Bible now explains to you, look, these people are going to come, and this is what they're going to do, and this is why they're going to do it, you know, and then you can turn around, you can walk out on the street, or you can turn on the radio, and you can actually hear that these people are there, they are planning these things, and they are coming with it, You know, how are you going to sit down at the end of the day and say, well, the Bible's, you know, it's rubbish and it's this and it's that? It can't work, brethren. You know, that's fooling people. Either the Bible is truth or it's rubbish, you know. And if it's rubbish, let's throw it away now. If it's truth, let's pick it up and deal with it, because in there is the answer. And the last thing I want to say, driver, the last one time you all played the Illuminati tape with the man from America, you remember? And at the end of the tape, right, one of the brothers asked the brother, well, what can we do, you know, to kind of escape this? And the brother said to them, oh, the only thing you can do is accept Christ Jesus. And like you all now said, boy, we shouldn't have played that part of the tape. See, we didn't mean to play it that far. We just wanted to dissipate the information that the brother was giving. But, you know, what you all have to understand is the brother that gave this information, he gave it because he was a Christian who found it out because of his belief, because of his obedience to the living God. That's how he was able to find out them things. You know, so when these men are telling us that we're gods, we have the potential to be gods, we can do this like gods, so we can do that, I'll ask them, which one of you tomorrow can change or count all of the hairs on your head? And if you can do that, then you must be a god. But I doubt if you can, unless you're a bald-head man. Now, I'm just going to listen to the show, and I'll build back. See? One love.
All right, blood, peace.
Genesis 91.6 FM mailing address is as followed. For your records, poetry, books, local information, community news, or comments on how Genesis FM is doing it for you, right now to Lucian Way Youth and Community Centre, 138 Lucian Way, London, SE14 6PD.
Okay, we're back after that water controversy. Heating at the place, man, I tell you. All right, we're going to take this call here and see what go on the other end of the line. Good afternoon, Genesis. Who's calling? What's the name we're calling from?
You know it's got to be me, innit? You know it's got to be me.
Yes, blood. Well, you know, the brother put some points across, you know. Forget about my personal, you know,
No, that's right.
how I feel differently. But, you know, London Town's out there, and obviously he's put some points across, and, you know, they would like answers. You get me, blood?
You know, what I get for Ricky from Sydenham, trust me, the brother's a sincere guy, like everybody, you know, like the majority of the people that were looking for the truth. But to say now, you see the Bible, if you're going to put your soul and your hopes on it, surely then you've got to trace out where it's coming from, and if it were, who compiled it, who wrote the books, why they wrote the books. And when you do research into that, you find out, man, it's a very poor manuscript. You see, like when he took you to the beginning, and he said, God said, and Adam and Eve done. The word, that's not, these words ain't even true. That's not their names. That it wasn't no God, no singular God. The word was Elohim in the Hebrew, and that means gods, these beings, a group of beings. If you go back to the Torah, what the Jews have, where the 5 books of Moses come from, and you read and translate it yourself, you know, buy a lexicon dictionary, you can do it yourself, and you find out that they're lying. So how can you put your trust in this book that was never meant to be this way? You know, the Torah was a separate book. Each books of the prophets were separate books. The New Testament, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Matthew and Mark and Luke are 3 similar books, and you find out they're all copies from one another. Mark and Luke never ever met Jesus, okay? The only authentic book in the New Testament would be John, and even they've added to that the rest of them, the Acts, by this 13th self-anointed Apostle Paul. He anointed himself, said he had visions of Jesus 3 times. He lies in their book, and it's in their book. You understand? He lies on how he met Jesus, and now he broke all the old laws and traditions of the Torah and what Jesus was saying. And in this same book here, in John and in Psalms, it says that ye are God's sons and daughters of the Most High. You understand? We've just forgotten what we were and where we're coming from. And you see, all the books that he's quoting to Babylon, I read that 7 years ago. You understand? These are books from Caucasian people, you understand, from their point of view, and it's to instill the gospel, the spell of worshipping ghosts. You understand? Because they can't put everybody in the Bible's dead. You understand me? It's a book of the dead. You understand? A book for dead people with dead minds. You know, man's waking up to get part way, true, but I'm sick of it, man. You know, I'm sick of people depending on a book and don't know where the book comes from. It was put together by the Nicene Council in Rome, You know, even when a man wants to say Jesus, that weren't his name. That was Jah, the Hebrew god, and Zeus, the Greek god, combined, and you've got Jazus. And this word Christ comes from the word Christos, which is Krishna. And it's a combination of Hinduism and Greek theories and Roman theories all combined in some paganistic worship. And the first Christian church was the Catholic Church. And take a look at it. You know, you combine the Druids of England and this book, which was meant just for aristocrats, white Caucasian and royalty to read once upon a time. Now it's a doorstop, you understand, because the book come from, it's got origins and you can trace it out, you understand. The New Testament comes from the Old Testament comes from the Torah, and the Torah comes from the Gilgamesh epics and the Enuma Elish, and you can get copies of this from the British Museum, plaster cast, and translate from the cuneiform yourself. Don't trust nobody. Man's talking like I'm up here to do it for the fun of it, or a joke. I've done some hard research to find the truth, and nobody could stand up. And you see, when you ask them a question, what problem did he have with Dr. Malachi Ziyuk, and what did he say? The trance, light music, and lights, and what have you. But what about the words? You forgot the words? Forget about the trance music. What about the words? Nobody can go into the doctrine itself and say anything. And you see, according to their book, in the Revelation, it talks about a crystal city descending from out of heaven with he who sits on the throne and the 24 elders. I mean, that's what they're waiting for, yeah? But they don't even know how that's going to come. They don't know how it's coming and who's going to bring that in.
Yeah, one other question that he also pointed out is, because he said no one's actually, you know, all these people has been coming on over the last X amount of months. No one's actually tackled the thing about the spirit.
So, yeah,
itself.
right, and I was going to get onto that, you see. Right, you see, even their God, Jesus, right, if you read in Hebrews, and like from chapter 4 on to chapter 5, you'll see that Jesus was made a high priest after the order of Melchizedek. Okay? You see their God, he's after the order of somebody. And this Melchizedek is, in Genesis, is called the high priest of Salem. Okay? And the ancient mystic order of Melchizedek, if anybody does any research right now, you can actually join this order, and that takes care of that spiritual side of oneself, where you don't have to wait for nobody to save you or anything. You can actually raise the essence and your density level and do that yourself. So, I mean, it's okay a man talking in ignorance if you don't really know, and thinks all this time I've been spending my time reading the Bible and it's wrong. Yeah, it's wrong, man. It's 100% wrong. You understand? And it should then throw it away. Now throw it away. Or you know, you got Jews out there that's got the Torah, and they look at somebody with a King James Bible and laugh at them. God, that word ain't God. That's Elohim. Where it says God there, that's Yahweh. Where it says God there, that's Yahweh Elohim. You understand? Or El Elo. Different words and the different meanings. Even down to the names of the prophets, there were meanings. You know, they had meaning to it. None of this was translated correctly, and you are trusting William Shakespeare and the rest of them on your soul. I don't know if a man's got children, but you can't do that. You can't do that, because them people were never there to help us, and they still ain't. So I ain't going to turn to those people and look in their books and say, well, that's it. I've read them books. You understand? The New World Order. I've got a whole research team reading into all the new stuff that is popping up, because it ain't about just saying I've got it. You've still got to look. You've still got to search. And if after all these years your belief is wrong because you believe something, you accept something you just don't know, well, believe me, that is true, and you can't prove it, then, you know, you can believe something and be 100% wrong. And that's what I've got to say to that. But the cashless society, that's going to come into play. The New World Order, that is coming into play, yeah, but Christianity ain't doing it. Because this word, like I said, even the word and their God, Jesus Christ, that ain't nothing to do with who he was. That ain't even his name. That's a blatant lie. You understand? So stop the lying. You see, like when I get down to the little small details. You see, when a man steps up and says, we're black, or if a child asks you, well, am I black? I'm not black. That's not my colour. You got to explain to him, no, you're not that colour black, but that's what we kind of say. You're telling them a lie. You understand? And it's time for all the little lies to stop. You see anybody stepping up and say, we're the black people. Well, we say it, but know that you're saying a lie, because that's not true. We're people with colour. We have skin pigmentation and melanin in our bodies. And at the end of the day, you see the Caucasian people, they ain't about to save us. They can tell you the truth and then lead you back to Christianity, a dead man's religion. You understand? Because their God is either a plaster cast of a Caucasian hippie-like person on the cross, dead, or it's in a ghost. He is a ghost. Do you understand what I'm saying? The Holy Ghost. You understand? And he possesses people on Sundays, and you pray to him. You pray to the air. You understand? Because if I ask you to just be a good Christian, 100% follow the rules and pray to fix up the situation, your prayers ain't answering nothing. You understand me? Them prayers ain't answering nothing. They're just going to the air. You get me? Because if that was the case, then I would be a law-abiding citizen, follow it rule by rule, and then I'll pray, and then this Jesus or this ghost would answer my questions and deal with the problem down there. But that's not true. It ain't going like that. You're talking about, in their book, a crystal city descending from out of heaven with 12 doors and so on and so forth, and they don't know what it is. It's nothing to do with us personally. It's just what it is. And when it comes, who's on it and why they're coming and who they're coming for, we don't know. We just got to wait and see, you understand? But that's according to their book, you understand? And that's in there. And even today, NASA with the Hubble telescope, they see Nibiru coming back through. For real. That's what I'm going to say, driver.
Yeah, just one more point there, Blood. There was, you know, someone mentioned to do it. Is there a form of baptism as far as the Holy Tabernacle goes?
Sorry, driver, can you repeat that?
Yeah, is there a form of baptism as far as the Holy Tabernacle goes?
Yeah, yes, there is. But, you know, you see, what I'm saying to everybody is, go and see for yourself, you understand? And don't believe them. This is what Doc says. Dr. York says, don't even believe him. You understand? If you can prove it wrong, step up into it. Don't tell me about the music. Tell me about the words. Oh, the music. I play the tapes. You understand? And I listen to the music. Well, you take out the music then. What about the words? Deal with that. Prove that wrong. Or just shut up, man, because I listen to people come on and I'm glad they ain't got the platform. They could just do it and just get taken down. Because if they do, they would be misleading the people again to go back in this book and the Book of the Dead. We grew up with this book. We see the products of this book. Look at the condition of us. And it's the adults, you understand? The adults that messed up. Now we're the children that grow up. We got to clean it up. And we got to start saying, okay then, let's look at it unbiased. I ain't biased for Dr. Malachi. I want the truth, and I want it to be right. Because the truth can be wrong. You know, if a man steps on my toe, I kill him. That was the truth. He stepped on my toe, and I killed him. That's the truth. But that's not right. It's got to be the truth and right. You understand what I'm saying? Not no truth and, yeah, you know, but they ain't helping you. And they ain't going to do nothing for you. And they never did help you. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
you know, and that's the reality of it, you know. It's time for that nonsense to stop, because for all this time, this has never helped us. That's what they took us over from Africa with the Christianity and the Christian Crusades, murdering people, took us over here on the good ship Jesus. You understand, the God of their religion on their ship over here. So you see, when we were singing, we want Jesus to come back, we were talking about a ship. You understand, not no blonde-haired, blue-eyed hippie that you want to now, you know, cast him off as a black man. I don't care, because that ain't helping me. You understand? And at the end of the day, I want everybody to realize we are created in the image and after the likeness of the Elohim, not no God, which is in dyslexic dog. You understand? In the image and after the likeness of a group of beings. And do some research. Don't even take my word for it. Don't take his word for it. Just check it for yourself, and then be honest and not biased to anything. And because at the end of the day, you can be made to feel like a fool after you've been doing something for so many years and think, oh, I'm wrong. You're going to say that? Oh, the honest man says that. You understand? Other than that, you know, they'll stick to their nonsense and try and force it onto somebody else. Or try to say what they're dealing with is right. I ain't saying that I'm right. Go check it out for yourself and then prove it wrong to me. And I've got the forum. When I play the tapes on Genesis, you know, I say anybody that disagrees, phone in. And very few calls. I can count it on one hand for the people who disagree. You understand? But I ain't there to address it, so I'll phone in like everybody else. But you see, phone in on my show and deal with me. You understand what I'm saying? Because I ain't there for the joke of it. I went to find out what the right thing is. And if you got the right thing, then replace it and prove what I'm doing is wrong. And I'll play what you know, I'll play yours if it's the truth and if it's right. You know, I'm not indoctrinated by anybody. You know, I'm out there. We've got a whole research team checking out everything. You know, and it ain't no joke. You know, I go to I've been searching for a long time. I still go to other meetings. I talk to people all the time. I reason with them. I live with Muslims. Actually, I was talking to Briggy just this morning, and I was saying to him, yeah, well, I'm going to step up on the show, on the question and answer show. One of them, when everybody else is finished, because people kind of think that, that it's about being on a team and cheering for a team. It's about dealing with what's right. Don't tell me the music, tell me the doctrine, tell me where it's wrong in the doctrine, and prove it wrong. You understand what I'm saying? But like I said, if it's about the spiritual stuff a man's got a problem with, the ancient mystic order of Melchizedek, what their God, their God that walked on the planet, he was after that order, made a high priest after that order. So whether you say Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, and these three are one, but they were after the order of Melchizedek. So I think you want to check out and find out who Melchizedek is, and it should be around now according to your Bible, because it says without mother, without father, without ending or beginning of days, one like unto the Son of Man. According to their book, and he's out there now, Jesus was made after his order. So their God's after his order. So they want to just fix up and done with the Jesus nonsense, because he's secondary, and who he prayed to is secondary to Melchizedek. Okay, according to what they say, not according to me. And nobody should take my word. So I don't even want them to do that. I want them to go to the library, research for themselves. But not only these Caucasian people, look at your own people and what they're saying. You understand? And the Bible was put together by Caucasian people, okay? And it's not out, and they never had nothing good for us, and they still ain't. So if a man wants to hold on to that in 1996, then so be it. But as long as I live and I can breathe, I'll be up and against it, because I know that it's the wrong thing. If it was the right thing, I'd have some of that, but I know it's wrong. How can you tell me that book is right? Prove to me that book is right when it's a book of separate books compiled together and put together as one, and they swear on this book to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. It's a lie as they say it, and the book's a lie too. A very poor manuscript, and it can be proven. Well, you understand what I'm saying, Blood?
Yeah,
it can be proven.
I was going to say, look, let's put it this way. When Kai puts definitely go up on British on, you know what I mean?
Not after everybody else. We want everybody else on there first, driver.
Right.
You understand? Because, like I said, when the New World Order comes out, they'll be waiting for the Crystal City and hoping that the Crystal City is coming back for them. But they don't even know, that it's for who it's for the Christians, for the Jews. Because everybody says they're right. That's the sad thing. Nobody says, okay, well, I'm going to stand up on the rostrum, and you can question me with any questions you want, and try and prove me wrong. I'll honestly, Doctor, you'll do it. And if there is a place, you tell me and I'll go down there. I've got some questions for them. You understand? And so far, in my research, nothing, absolutely nothing comes even close. What do they say? Oh, the music ain't right. I heard people even say, oh, his hands look funny in the book. Or, so a whole load of slut. Never can they go into the doctrine, because he speaks every language, breaks it down from every language. It's the truth. It's just what it means. It means it's not nobody's opinion. It's what it is. If the word Elohim means these beings, why is it translated as God? A single God. So let us make man in our image and after our likeness. Who is he talking to? Is he paranoid? Is he paranoid? You open that King James Bible, the first thing you see, Adam and Eve as Cain and Abel. Cain kills Abel. Where does he get his wife from? What kind of nonsense is that? I mean, my sister closed the book after the first pages.
Brethren, I know.
I'm going to clear it here now. I don't be going to, you know me. But if a man rattle me up the wrong way, it's an old joke business. I get no money for this. Ain't no place for this. I just want to know people to know who I am. I just want to just do the work. You understand? But don't tell me about the Bible being anything divine, because your parents were lying. You understand? Look at the condition. They caused this condition and didn't care enough to find the truth. That's why we ain't got no culture, and anybody with a culture makes it. The Indians, the Pakistanians, the Jews, they got to be a culture. You understand? We ain't got no culture, just divided and messed up. And it's because of that book, because we're the only ones that love it so much. All right, driver. Peace, blood.
All right, blood, peace. All right, boy. Somebody step on minister tour. Anyway, if you don't want to go live, 0976 710 287. Once again, that's 0976 710 287. If you want to go live, it's 0956 596 739. We're going to take this call. Oh, well, we've lost that one. Once again, 0956 596 739. Sorry about that last caller. You can try again. All right. Good afternoon, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, good afternoon, driver. This is Ricky from Sydenham again.
Yes,
nice
Ricky.
Respect to Minister Rebel for phoning up so soon. And I know that he knew that I was listening to the show. Firstly, I'd just like to say the brother is a bit personal, you know what I mean? And like, he I'm not cussing him or accusing him of being stupid or nothing, see? So I think, you know, as a radio presenter, even though I know we feel very passionate about these things, but don't be cussing at one another live on the air, see? Apart from that still, he's talking a load of facts on the phone and telling people how the Bible was put together by the Nicene Council and all of this. That's a load of rubbish, mate. If you go and research, you're telling people about research, go and research your history and find out where the Bible come from long before the white man knew that there was a book called the Bible, and then come back and tell people that. Now, the only other thing I want to say, because I don't want to hold up the show, I'd love for one day, if you all can fix it up, right, for me and this Minister Rebel brother to come in, sit down and talk live, because I asked a question about the spiritual aspect, see? And up to now, the brother hasn't answered. And I'm sure that he won't be able to answer, because these people don't know nothing about the spirit. And if he wants to know what I'm talking about right now, you've got a whole heap of our women out there that practice obia, that practice procamenia, that practice shanga, and all them things there. You've got these people, this government has literally, perpetually over years, built blocks of flats and estates on cemeteries and graveyards and given them to us as these people, black people, yes, to live in them. Now, when we go and live in these places and we get screwed up and you find, today you see me and I'm okay, tomorrow you see me and it's like I've lost my mind and I've this and I've that. We don't know what these people are doing to us. So for them man there that want to come on the air and say that they know it, right, that's the war that we're fighting. And that's what I want to know about, the spiritual warfare. And if any how you all can fix it up, seeing that we link up on the show, be on your show here or on Briggy's show, the Wednesday night is, you know what I mean? I don't even listen to that bridging, because more time Minister Rebel doesn't really talk. It's just bare tapes that he's playing. And when you're talking about when I'm talking about the music thing, the reason why I don't talk about the words is because I don't hear them. All I hear is this jarring music that's trying to hypnotize people. You understand? And the brother, if he's saying, well, you know, deal with the words, how comes on all the tapes my man when he's talking, he's always got an echo behind his voice? Why doesn't he make the tapes clear so that we can understand exactly what's being said? But anyway, driver, talk to the rest of the crew.
Alright, hear what you do, blood. Hear what? You got a pen?
Yeah.
Alright. You got the other number?
What the phone number?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You call me back on that number after the show, yeah?
Yeah.
And we'll take it from there.
And work something out.
Yeah?
See?
Alright.
Big up to the show. And to Minister, one love, because at the end of the day, he's my brother. No matter what he believes in, see? My God teaches me I must love him still because he's my brother. You understand? One love.
Alright, peace, blood. Anyway, Rebel, you know my number, so I don't know simple things. Okay, 0956596739. What a controversy. Hold on there.
Genesis 91.6 FM mailing address is as followed. For your records, poetry, books, local information, community news, or comments on how Genesis FM is doing it for you, right now to Lucian Way Youth and Community Centre, 138 Lucian Way, London, SE14 6PD.
Good afternoon, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, good afternoon to you. It's Bags from Broccoli.
Yes, Bags.
Yes, blood.
Enough respect, blood.
Yeah, well, you and I've just been listening to the conversation from Ricky, yeah? And I just patched in a little bit to Minister Rebel's conversation as well, right? And what I've taken from it is that, yeah, Ricky's right in terms of us coming together with all these different spiritual philosophies, if I can say it that way, yeah? Because what the people out there's got to understand is that there's the literature, which they call doctrine, and there's the actual spiritual essence, which is just like said directly, if a person never ever read anything in their life, you understand, but has a natural essence in them, just like the animals, yeah? Even though we're above them, all right?
Yeah, Bags, blood. If
yeah?
I don't answer you, it's just because like, I'm probably on the other line, yeah? But just go through still, yeah?
All right, then. All right, so I think what's important, like Ricky's saying about coming together, I don't think it should be just him and Minister Rebel. I think it should be quite a few people come together and put it on the table. Because at the end of the day, we're all born into this life, yeah? And we're blessed with one perpetual question, which is who is God, where is God, what are we to do here? You understand? And how we're supposed to bring up our children, okay? I think another point that is also very, very important is what Minister talks about in terms of the Bible and where it came from. Yeah, the Bible does not. The King James Version is a translation. It only goes back to a certain point in time. After you go past that point in time, you start picking up different languages. You start going back into the Egyptian and the Sumerian and the Babylonian and things like that, which none of us that I know in this country can actually break down, as a matter of fact, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
So what it needs is, again, like I've been calling for, it needs for a team of people to come together, to sit down, to look at it with an open mind and an open heart, you understand? With that same natural spiritual element. Also, what about the Obia part of it and all the other things of it? That's part of our culture that we know so far, all right? Again, we have to address those issues. But it's not about war. It's not about conflict over the telephone. What it's about now is the settling down with the people, them, the men and the women, them, that has the capacity to look at things without becoming emotional about it and put it to bed. It's as simple as that, blood.
All right, Bag, so let me ask you a question to do with the Illuminati and the world order. As far as, you know, the people out there, all right, they hear talk about it, but, you know, some mediate, some don't. You know, obviously, it's something that they should be aware of, and those weren't aware of it. I mean, how do you think they should go about, you know, finding out about it and how much it will actually affect them, because it's already in place?
Right. Well, what I say to you, because it's in place, blood, we have to leave the emotion alone and deal with it rationally. That means we take it in a structured way. Right? There's warfare. I call that kind of stuff warfare. That is like looking at what the enemy's doing, yeah? So you've got that area, and then you've got our own house, which is full up of all these different doctrines. You understand what I'm saying to you? And every time we try to address anything, we always find in conflict within our own house. That's the state that they left us in. So what I'm saying is that to go about it the right way is the people then with the capacity, like Genesis radio station, like Minister Rebel, like Ricky, like myself, and those out there who've got an open mind to sit down and just lock arms and look at everything and put it in perspective and then give that back to the people. Because at the moment, the people's getting all the subliminal advertising and so on done by the Illuminati and elsewhere. But they're getting, anytime they're getting information from our own, there's always some kind of conflict coming in. You understand what I'm saying, blood?
For real, definitely.
So the technique is, let's put the conflict aside at the moment. None of us know. Do you understand? None of us know, not to say we don't feel, and not to say that we might not be right. But the fact of it is, none of us know that we can actually put it on the table and prove, and I'm not even talking literature. Do you understand? I mean, literally prove that I saw it go. All we can say is according to this and according to that. You understand? That's the bottom line, blood. So the best way to do about it, the people out there who's getting the Illuminati part of it, is to phone up Genesis and bother your people to help you. Sit down and pull the information and get it to us. That's what they should be saying.
For real, blood. Trust me, that's what they should be doing. Because, I mean, not too long, I just had a caller on the phone, and, like, he was saying that he agreed with what Ricky was saying. So, obviously, there's people out there who are not really convinced about, you know, certain things that we on Genesis put across to the people.
Yeah, blood, listen, they're not, from what I've heard of the show, is there's nobody that is disagreeing with the emphasis of the show, yeah? So that's the first point. The next part is that the people then are coming from a perspective of what they know, do you understand? So like a person might say, defend Obia in a certain farm, you understand? A next person might have a negative impression of Obia based on what their parents tell them, based on what their ism is, yeah? But the public right and wrong of the matter has never been addressed and put to bed, you understand? Yeah, so what will happen, you'll have people going behind closed doors, doing their little business, you understand what I'm saying to you? And feeling, because they're behind closed door, that it's not going to be known, you understand what I'm saying to you? And being behind closed door protects them from any kind of conflict. Well, we've reached a point in time when everything behind the closed door has to get open, no, you understand?
Yep,
or we can't move forward as a people, you understand?
Absolutely.
All right, now to do that, you need people who don't business about any field, do you understand? Yeah. Just the essence. And this is what I feel, no matter what Ricky wants to say, and due respect to Minister as well, no matter what Minister wants to say, they end up saying one love to one another, do you understand? Which is outside the books then, isn't it? It's the essence. And so what it is, blood, believe you, man, what it is a certain set of us has to come together, look at it in truth, put all that truth in front of the people then, do you understand? And let the people then judge those truths. If they want to go in the directions what Spirit takes them, that's up to them. But at least from our generation in this country, the immigrant generation in this country, would have done something totally from ourselves. Not from King James, and with all due respect, not even yet from the Egyptian line of it. You understand?
Absolutely.
The bottom line would have been our genetic coding inside of us, you understand? And that was based on our love and our essence and our harmony of people wanting to come together and say, listen, no more badness. This is what we want to do in this little interim time. And we want to find our God. Yeah, we say there's a God, we want to find our God proper. Do you understand?
Real blood, absolutely.
Yeah?
And I doubt them for the still.
All right.
Seek the truth. Enough respect, yeah, Bags?
Yeah,
please, keep it up, blood.
Yeah, man.
Peace. Okay, 0956596739. There you had Bags on the line there. London town. Boy, what a controversy. In other place, you know, so when driver come out on a talk show, I'm going to talk about certain things. What a controversy. Anyway, we're going to take this call. Boy, am I shattered. Good afternoon, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, good afternoon, Genesis. This is Eddie from Hill.
Eddie, sorry, where are you calling from, blood?
Hen Hill.
All right.
Yeah. Greetings and peace to everyone that's listening, to our brothers and sisters. May the Most High shine his light upon everyone. Yeah. Secondly, I'd like to big up Minister, not in the sense that I agree with certain things that he was saying, that the Bible is full of nothing but fiction and
yeah, we know what you said, blood. We know what you said.
So I'll big him up for that still. And the caller that was before, you have to realize that he's saying that at the end of the day, the truth is what we really need to get with, because there are certain people that would call and they do their things behind closed doors and then come out and pretend like nothing's happened.
Absolutely.
And like Bob Marley said, when night turns to day, a lot of people will run away. You understand? Because there's things that's been done in the darkness. My first point is, for Christianity, the origin of Christianity was started yet again in Kemet, yeah, by two black African brothers, Boetius and Pantius. You understand? Those were the two, and facts can be given, you understand, to prove the origin of Christianity. You understand? The Bible itself also started in Kemet. It was known as the Egyptian Book of the Dead, which it was called that because it was found among ancient Kemetian pharaohs who died and they were buried with the book. You understand? Which its name was Helios Biblius, which was the sun book, or coming forth by day. You understand? That was the origin. There are 16 stories, 16 crucifixion stories. Heru and Osir being the first of those, and the last of the 16 stories is the Jesus and Mary story. Now all these 16 stories are in ancient. Anyone who goes to Egypt will see these stories in the pyramids. Understand? There are 16 stories that goes on, and that's what the white man took in order to use it to make reference to his own book in 1611 when he translated to the Bible. He translated the Bible and put it into his own terms. Now facts can be proven for that, but I'm listening to the show, and I've been on the show many times trying to talk about melanin and its essence, and like Minister was saying, that we have to realize that we have melanin and its essence and what it really does apply to us. You understand? But I hear a lot of confusion on this radio. I hear a lot of sadness, you understand? And it's sad to hear that brothers and sisters can't get a fix on their identity, understand? Which is true, because we're Africans. No matter what, anyway, whether you're Islam or you're Christian, you're African. Your essence, your whole being, your mother is Africa. No matter what anybody will say. And we Africans, we have our own teaching, like I said before. The Asians have their own culture. That's why they see this. Understand? The Chinese. And you know what's funny? Because what it is that all these nations that have succeeded in their ways, in their culture, they took the essence of their culture from Africa. That's where they took all their knowledge of God. No other nation had a concept of God. Only ancient Egypt had their concept of God, and all the Greeks stole that. If you read Stolen Legacy, the Greeks, it tells you of the origin of philosophy and everything. A lot of people buy Bible, a lot of people buy Quran, but no one wants to buy a book that their ancestors wrote. Nobody wants to buy a book that talks about them. They always want to buy a book that tells them what to do. They never want to buy a book that tells them how they can improve themselves. So always what tells them is like the force. The Bible puts things to you. Understand? Now, if you want to go according to the Bible, from Genesis, the beginning of the Bible, you understand? Straight away, it degrades women in the sense that it makes women the cause, the perpetrator of downfall of civilization as we know it. You understand? And if you want to subdue your woman, then Christianity is for you. You understand? I won't go too much into Quran. I have certain facts about Quran, but I'm not so deep. I don't have complete knowledge of Quran, so I ain't gonna diss nothing.
All right, blood.
Understand?
Beg you 1 second there. What I'm going to ask you? So, you know, because obviously, you know, we're talking about the Illuminati today, also the New World Order, and
Yeah.
you know, with respect, you know, basically, what is your views on that, as far as it goes to with the knowledge that you've acquired, basically?
Well, you know, you've heard of the single European currency.
Yeah.
And you've heard of the fact that the Europe is the parent body that makes decisions. Britain can't make decisions without clarification from Europe. And that's a fact that anybody would like to find out, that the Europe is the parent body that makes these. Now, if Europe are going to build up and become a single Europe, one order, you have to realize that in that order, we're not specified as part of that new world order. You understand? We're not specified. So if we're not specified, if you're not for something, you obviously are against something. If you're not favored by someone, you're hated by something. And it doesn't take more than an adult to figure out that if you're hated, what's going to happen at the end of the day. You understand? That's what I'm saying. That at the end of the day, there's so much confusion among us that no matter what they do, you get me, whether it's a new world order or it's no matter what they do, you understand, they can only take what we want them to take. They can never take our dignity and our pride and our knowledge back. They can never do that. You understand? What we're doing right now is that there's a lot of confusion about this new world order. Everyone is scared because they believe in the revelation. They believe in what the Quran states that would happen. They believe in certain things that would happen. Everyone is scared. But yet, you're back home when you were known as a god, a sleeping giant as you are now, you are afraid. But yet you was acknowledged as a god before. Why are you afraid now? What is it?
Yeah, you know, that's what I was going to ask you, blood. I mean, is there any? I mean, you know, is there any substance for their fear? Should they have any reason to be afraid?
Well, if they have no knowledge of themselves, if they have no true identity of themselves, of course they have every reason to fear. Like the brother said before, it's our parents that made a mistake. You understand? And now it's us that have to clear it up. If you tell your parent that there's this new world order and blackmailing this, they'll tell you you're being stupid. You understand? Not because they're being disrespectful, but that's just the way they were brought up. You understand? And it's up to us to clear it now. There's a lot of people that don't even know that they're African. There's a lot of people that wouldn't even like to claim that they're African. And that's where the problem lies. Re-identification of your soul. Because this country, what it does is that it makes you pacify your soul. In other words, satisfy your soul. And the only thing that satisfies your soul in this country is lust, greed, and the wealth for ultimate power.
So,
one great man, African man, said, power. What's the statement that he made? Power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. When you have the lust for so much power, you become the essence or the mark of the beast, the white man. You have that essential mark, that characteristics of the beast. You understand? And it's sad because we are not identifying ourselves with our true essence. We don't know how to meditate. We don't know how to reflect our minds. We don't know how to clear our minds of all thoughts. We don't know nothing about ourselves. We just they're thinking that it is cool. You understand? And it's sad because I'm hearing a lot of confusion. A lot of people don't know even what the hell they're talking about. There's a lot of people on the radio that don't know what the hell they're talking about. You understand?
Well, all right. And, well, I mean, with enough respect to them still, but I mean, obviously, if you ain't sure what you're talking about, you're going to ask things in such a way where a person can see that you need is help you're looking or you're searching for something. So in that aspect, I would say, I mean, to basically give them that opportunity. And
No, Bridget, I'm not dissing that. I'm saying this is a good step, sir. This is a very good step that Genesis have made. That there's no other radio station that comes before you. You understand? I'm not dissing that. I'm not dissing how brethren are phoning, sisters and brothers are phoning into to even though they're confused, the urge and the desire to know certain things is there, it's visible, and that's a step that I would give more than a big clap for, sir. A big clap.
All right, blood.
You understand? I'm not dissing that. What I'm saying is that if you know what you're talking about, clarify for the children, because the youth them has to know as well. Clarify for the children to hear. You understand? Don't come out and with anger and frustration and all these things, because it does us no good. That's all I'm saying. You understand?
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I'm after toning it down, and you know, we just got through nice and easy, so everybody can appreciate and learn something today.
Yo, for real. For real.
Anyway, blood.
Yeah, man.
enough respect still, yeah?
All right.
Keep it locked.
Yeah, man,
to
and
the big
everybody
one.
holds your corner still.
All right,
Yeah?
Dad.
Peace.
Peace. Okay, London town. Hear what? May I tell you, things definitely deep, and because there's no way, because I turned around and said to myself, there's no way this can be covered in the space of one show, so we'll definitely have to take it in a bit deeper next week, because there's still the points of, you know, what certain establishment in this world and the part they play to do with this new world order and the Illuminati, because quite a lot of people don't know the United Nations have a lot to do with it, and so does America. Anyway, we're going to take this call. Good afternoon, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Okay, my name is Yvonne, and I'm calling from Clapham.
Okay, Yvonne.
Hello?
Yeah, you're through.
Yes, well, firstly, when I tried calling through, I wasn't happy with what your previous caller was saying about Doc.
Saying about?
Yeah, about how he's using hypnotic music, and I mean, basically, like a lot of the things he was saying, you could tell that he's been reading the books, but it's almost as if he's taken bits and pieces out of the book and then turned around and whatever he didn't like, he turned around and said, "Oh, it's rhetoric. It's not right. It's not this. It's not that." Yeah. There's only one thing I just wanted to give to him. That was like the quote in Genesis when it says about and the Lord God said, "Behold, the man is become as one of us." Because you know when he said that that we're teaching, we're going around teaching that we're saying that we are gods, and that's all we're teaching, and there's no spiritual bit to what we are teaching. And so I'm just saying that if he reads Genesis chapter 3 verse 22, there's a quote there that tells you about when we became as the Elohim, or as gods, knowing good from evil. I know your show is about the Illuminati.
Yeah, got you.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice that everybody's like got their little information about what's happening, and this is there's this group and there's this thing in the Bible and stuff. But really and truly, what are they doing now? Yeah, in this day and age, what are they doing now to prevent themselves from in that mark? Because the Illuminati are behind the mark of the beast. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So what practical steps are we taking in order to prevent that mark?
You know, like I said, you know, there's quite a few bits and pieces which we definitely haven't covered, like, you know, why is the federal bank privately owned? You know, and a lot of people think, well, privately owned, you know, what's that got to do with it? But, you know, as between now and next week, you know, during next week's shows, we'll cover that and we'll let them know basically what is actually happening and how much control they have.
It's just to say that, I mean, the thing about the New World Order and the mark coming in, it's already here. I mean, like, those people are claiming benefits, and a lot of them have to have a card in order to cash their benefits. That's a form of the mark. Yeah, anyone who's got a bank account and use Visa, or they use Access, or they use Switch, they have a form of the mark. All these cards that you get in at the supermarkets where they get you like the privilege points, yeah, they are a form of the mark. But it's like it's happening. People are saying, yeah, you know, the thing is coming in and blah blah blah, but they're not making practical steps as to how to prevent it, because we're getting pulled in. And we're not looking to see how we're going to prevent it, and it's already here.
Yeah, for real, because I mean, like you said, they're saying, yeah, you know, they're talking about this mark's coming in, and they're looking out for this mark. But what they don't seem to realise,
they're already using it.
Yeah, it's in their face, because like just the other day, Sainsbury's turned around and say they want to become a bank. Now you check that. You go into the place and you go in the place to do shopping, and you can literally buy all the things in other one place, because they might cover enough things, and now they're going to turn themselves into a bank.
It's also, I think it's was it Access is now becoming a debit card?
Yeah.
And before it was just a normal credit card. Now it's a debit card where you can pay your bills and stuff through it, and it will be a thing where it's a privilege for you to have like an Access card, a Visa card, a Gold card, and it's like, but in us having that, it's going to come a point where they're going to turn and say, these cards are not as full safe as we imagined before. Because though there was an incident a few months back about some guy who was stealing money from cash machines, and he was using a high focus lens on a camera to actually see people putting in their PIN numbers, and he was making the cards from video strips, videotape and cardboard. So it's like after they caught him, the argument was, well, how can we make these things foolproof? And they were saying, oh, marks in the palm of the hand. When somebody goes to put their card into the machine, they scan the veins on their hand. And some of these machines are already doing that, because it's like certain building societies, if you look around, there's no cameras around, but they have a television screen over the cash machine. That television screen is a two-way thing. There's like this Channel 5. A lot of people who think, I'm going to get in Channel 5. Why do they need a box to tune in your television to another station? They want to try and get 98 or 96% of the country under Channel 5 and tune in, and if they don't get your television, they come back and they tune it in again. So it's like there's a lot of things that are happening now, but we're still in this ego tip where we're like, oh yeah, I know this and I know that, but we're not applying the knowledge, and it's like a lot of the things that we know about the New World Order, the Illuminati, the mark of the beast was something that we knew about before, but we didn't know in what form it was going to take. And it's like, if it wasn't for Doc, if it wasn't for Malachi Z. York, we wouldn't know these things, because we was in a slumber. We was too busy doing our little dancing, and we was too busy going to party and conking up her hair and all kind of things like that. But it's like now certain people are starting to wake up, but it's like you still get those few that, even though the truth is in their face, they still want to back off from it, or they want to take bits from it and then they want to throw away the rest because it's not all for them, But talk, no.
I'm listening to you. To you.
And it's like does anyone know what they would do if Europe becomes a one currency? Because remember, they're trying to get Europe under the one economic system, so that everyone will be using the ERCU instead of pound coins and £10 notes and things like that. They'll be using the European money. And once they get Europe united under one currency, it's only going to be a matter of time before the rest of the world becomes under one currency. Then what will happen to you? If you don't have a trade, if you don't have any anything worth offering to this society, you become body parts, and they'll look on you, and it's like that's what they're looking at people on benefits. They're like, that's why they're trying to squeeze people on benefits. It's going to come a point where you're going to have to work to get that benefit, and that's a form of slave labor. So we're supposed to be trying to get ourselves off the benefit. That's why they were saying we're trying to become self-sufficient, try and do for self, try and aspire, try not to depend on someone, because we as black people, we always like to aspire to work for someone instead of being bosses, instead of being the controller of a company. We like to aspire to be like working under someone, just aspire to be a secretary, aspire to be an engineer working in a big company, instead of being the person who owns the company. Because once you have that control over that power, then you can have a say in what happens to you. Once you have companies, that's why Doc is trying to get us into companies now, because the thing is, the companies can take the mark of the beast, and people don't seem to realize that.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, and it's like, because when you start up a company, you become a legal. That company becomes a legal identity in itself. Yeah, and then if anything, now you can get credit cards and checkbooks in the company name. Yeah, but like a lot of people that still don't seem to realize that that there is a way around it. The way that this system works in this country is like this whole country is run on debt. Yeah, the way that they've structured it, that you have to be in debt. They need people to be in debt in order to make money from them. Yeah, so what we're supposed to be doing is being one step ahead and using them. But we're not doing that. We're still sitting down there thinking, waiting for something to happen. And we're not doing it for ourselves,
That's right, because they go out there and they, let's say like the money itself, that the piece of paper, they print it to next to nothing, and they stamp a face value on it and they loan it to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Which you have to pay back. You know,
exactly.
So
once upon a time, money was always backed by a certain weight in gold.
Right.
Yeah. Now that gold isn't it's not backed by any gold anymore. It's just given. It's loaned to you.
That gold's been locked off. It's been locked off. Trust me, it's definitely been locked off.
Yeah.
The question is why.
Because now we think, right, that when we go to a shop and we buy 9 carat, that's gold. Yeah. That's not gold, because if you know how gold is made, how many parts of gold to base metal that 9 carat is, you realize you're buying costume jewelry, and people will kill for that. Yeah. There's about 375 parts gold to every 1,000 part of that makes up that 9 carat. So what is that? That means that there's only 375 parts of it is real gold. And what's the rest? Zinc, copper. And that's what we're killing ourselves for. And we think that's wealth. They're laughing because they know where they've got the wealth. You know, when the Gulf Wars came about, because I know a little bit about the trade and stuff. When the Gulf War came about, lots of jewelry shops closed down because they took the wealth of the land, which was the gold, and took it out because they knew that's it. If you don't have gold, if you don't have anything that's solid and concrete as wealth, the paper ain't gonna be worth nothing. It'd be like, how much is your body parts? How healthy are you? Can you function without a lung? You know, can you function with one lung? Can you function with one kidney? And they're already doing that in Brazil.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I'm saying?
right.
They're already knocking people down and taking their organs from them. And it's like, and that's why they're making like the health service run down, because it's going to be a thing where you can only get healthcare if you can pay for it. But are we making provisions as to, well, what would happen if the healthcare was taken away from us? We're still in this cozy situation where we think everything's going to happen for us. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like Doc is telling us, get back into the herbs. Stop perming your hair. Stop doing this, because there's going to be a point that there's not going to be any relaxers left. And they know that our power is within our hair, within our ether, yeah? And if we keep straightening our ether, and then you know what happens if you straightening your hair and then you don't get the chemicals any longer, it drops out.
All right.
So therefore they're taking the power, they're taking away your antenna, they're taking away the strength out of the people, and they keep
They are not doing
you.
it.
Yeah, go on,
we are doing it to ourselves.
Huh?
No. All those who are actually doing it, they're doing it to themselves. They're giving them, basically, all they're doing is they're giving you the means to destroy yourself.
Right, but they're also giving us the means to redeem ourselves, because the devil is going to be a thing where he's already been judged. That's what we don't seem to realize. We're all saying, yeah, the devil, you know, when judgment day comes, he's already been judged. He was judged from in the Genesis. The judgment that's going to come now is going to be for us. Yeah, and we don't seem to realize that. It's like Amorites can run around and do anything that they want to do. They can stick like you know, cow's bits in their lips and things like that, and they're running around trying to be like us, getting tans, getting perms, doing all kind of things to like put melanin in their skin, and we're too busy running around putting hydrocortisone creams on our face, straightening our hair, and they're laughing at us because they know that what we have is precious, but we don't seem to realize that, and they're making evil fair seeming, yeah, to the point where we don't even sing anymore. Have you ever heard Top of the Pops now and you see Nubian groups singing? They don't sing. You understand what I'm saying? It's like it's noise. It's like noise. It's like they're destroying our music. They're destroying our natural heritage. When I say natural heritage, I'm saying about the hair, our skin, yeah. They're bringing us away from what we were, and they're changing us into something. And it's like, what are we doing now to prevent that? It's like at the end of the day, we'll say, oh, but the devil made me do it. And the devil will say, well, I gave you opportunity to learn, and, you know, I had all these courses available where you could have learned about herbs and you could have learned how to heal yourself, but you didn't take them. So it's like, we are gods in that sense. We have the power to change our futures. You understand what I'm saying? It's like we have that knowledge of good and evil within us. We've got that knowledge of agreeable. Hello?
Yeah, I'm still here. So what we're gonna do now? We're gonna cut this one, right? Because we're running like, you know, coming up to the final hour. No, that's okay, Car. Your point's well taken, and you know, hopes some of the sisters out there listened and heard what you had to say, you know, and don't just like dismiss it straight away. Just take it in and, you know, go through and find the right way. Okay,
right,
sister.
Then, shalom, yeah.
All right, peace.
Right, peace.
Okay, we're coming down to the last reel. Don't hear the senator B yet. All right, that's good. I'm kicking back, relaxing. Boy, I'm tired. Okay, 0956596 739 gets you through. Good afternoon, Genesis. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, good afternoon. My name is Lee. I'm calling from Lewisham.
Yes, mate.
Yeah. Well, listening to the conversation, I mean, it's very interesting, and everything everybody has to say, obviously jokes in mine and faults in everybody else. But talking about the New World Order and the mark of the beast and where we're all going, really, I mean, we, the people living in Europe, as black people living in Europe, we understand. I think, you know, we know the ways of the beast, yeah? We think we understand certain things of it. But what I'm going to ask is, where do you think, what do you think it's all about? Is it not all about basically the Europeans, as we know them, deciding that, you know, somehow the resources and the world's resources is or the order that this new world order or the whole world order that they talk about is at an end, and it's them who deciding that they are going to control for their race everything else, and everybody else in the world is going to have to come under the destruction of the beast, or who are you know, if you understand what I'm trying to say now. You take, for instance, the war going on in Rwanda and the situation there. I mean, again, we have in Africa form of destruction, and we know that with America and the New World Order with Europe and the rest of it, the whole of the Africa, the Africa and the world, as we know it, the third world, right, are under threat. Well, because either it's going to be the old world against the so-called new world,
which is, for those who actually don't, we're pointing out that the new world, as far as I know it, is America, if I'm correct, yeah?
Say that again, please.
Yeah, the new world, which is America, yeah?
Yes.
And the old world, which is Europe.
That's yeah. You could look at it like that. Yeah. Let's say that the old world was supposed to be a world where man supposed to live in this world and share this world as equal, and you know. So what is the new world order? It's where one race of people is trying to dominate the world and to destroy others in the world, to make them to take for themselves. Because if we talk about cashless society, we know that we as black people in this country are basically the least employable, and we know that when we're running around with credit cards in our hands and all that, we know that, you know, at the end of the day, if there ain't going to be no money to spend, if there ain't going to be no health care, this is what's happening to us as black in this country. What's going on?
So you know the flex. Make sure you got your dictionaries out there, because we're gonna dish out a few words, and we're gonna be looking the dictionary meaning of these words. Also, we want to know how you perceive the words. Words such as relationship, love, commitment, respect, honor. You know, those are just words, the basic set of words that we're gonna start off with at the moment. So London Town, give you a few minutes to thumb through those words into your dictionary, and we're going to open the line. Well, we've checked it out already. The line's functioning neatly. Time is approximately 1:45, and I'm the driver, and we're doing the educational show just here for you. So once again, it's 0956 407 515. Remember, London Town, the words are relationship, respect, honor, love, commitment. Those are the words that we're looking in for starters, just to kick the show off. And anyone out there who's locked in, got their dictionary ready and ready to roll, you know the number, you know the flex, because inside the place we've got no time to waste. Right, London Town, just going to play another jingle, then I'm going to catch you on the other side because we're still trying to sort ourselves out. But if you've got any problems out there with the signal, you can also pick Genesis up on 91.65, yeah? For those of you who do have any problem. Okay, what we're going to play a jingle, and then I'm going to catch you up on the other side.
Welcome to Radioland Boxing with Genesis FM, the undisputed champ. Oh, good uppercut from Genesis. Oh my word, power, James. Power's been cut off. W and K are coming.
Okay, London Town, we've got 2 clocks in here. Can someone call in and give me the correct time? I've got 1 o'clock on one and I've got 1:45 on the other.
Tremendous fight with Baseline FM. Baseline FM throws a rabbit punch. Oh, straight right from Genesis, and Baseline is reduced to treble in this arena tonight. It's all over. There's a lot of punching in that corner. Paradise is putting up a fight. Paradise is in misery. Paradise has been taken. It's absolutely amazing. Genesis getting in on the inside with the fast punches, and what a left hook from Genesis, and Galaxy's in a black hole at the moment. Oh, that's a straight driving jab in Kiss's mouth, and Kisses out.
Driver? Sandra.
Good afternoon. Sandra. Hi, Sandra.
All right. It's 3 minutes past 1.
It is 3 minutes past 1.
3 minutes past 1.
Right, so I'm going to throw this clock away.
Okay.
All right, Sandra, no input to kick out to London Town?
Nah, just let it go on.
All right, you got your dictionary though, yeah?
Yeah, man.
All right, then enough respect for that, Sandra.
Okay, then.
All right, peace.
Bye.
Genesis stalking like a civilized savage. And Capital Radio's running from London. I gotta say, what an extraordinary opponent. And Road Girls FM is stumbling about in a daze. Genesis has such a mean look on his face. Great one to Rock said is rocking violently from that jab. Call the doctor. It's all over.
Genesis Radio, the undisputed #1 champ. So much energy, they just don't know when to stop. Who they are? Rip off. Rip your off. Who the champs?
Genesis. 9216.
God Squad.
91.6 FM.
Genesis, London's only #1 station. 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 Genesis, London's only #1 station.
Okay, London Town, back on the other side, and we've got 5 minutes past the hour of 1. All right, let's take the first word that I came up with, relationships. Now, London Town, I'm gonna be straight with you because you know the driver likes to tell it as it is. My reason for actually going into this topic was not only because of the sisters yesterday, but more because of what actually took place with on the Sunday show. Because I was in the studio with the sisters yesterday, and one of the sisters who phoned up on the show on Sunday, now I must admit she was rather distressed. I mean, the sister felt that she didn't get a fair hearing. Now, I said to myself, well, it seems like because of what was being said and who was in the studio and how it was being put over, it was perceived in the wrong way by the majority, because you've got people phoned up and said, you know, what you talking about, mate, and you don't know what you're on about. You're just following the norm or the rest of them, and you know, there's no respect, there's no love, and you know, there's no commitment. You know, all right, so I thought to myself, okay, let's look at those words and really find out what they actually mean, and if we tend to use them just as words to make up a conversation or to make up a sentence, or we actually know what these words mean. Now, London Town, like I said, you know the flex. Make sure you got your dictionary. Make sure you got your dictionary, because you know it helps if your dictionary has
more than one or two, three different meanings. Now, some people's dictionaries will have the basic meaning, some which will have a breakdown of the actual meaning of where the word comes from. Right, now, the first word is relationship. Now, London Town, you've got to bear with me because while I was trying to flip through, I came across something else as well. You know how it goes already, once you get into one thing. Right. Okay. Right. The word relationship. Affiliation. Association. Attachment. Bond. Closeness. Connection. Correspondence. Interpretant. Let's try that. Yeah, slipped one there. Yeah, correspondence, kinship, link, parallel, rapport, tie, understanding. And then you've got meaning number 2, which says affair, intrigue, liaison, love affair, romance, friendship. Now, we look at those words and we say, all right, we're having a relationship. So when you say you're having a relationship with someone else, you're saying what? You're having an association, attachment, a bond. But now it's down to you to determine, you know, because a person can say, yeah, I'm having a relationship with that person, and you have to emphasize to say, well, look, here what? Me and this person are in deep. I'm not just having a relationship with this person. Me and this person's in deep. It's more than just a relationship. So we're saying, if we follow the dictionary's interpretation of relationship, you know, we're talking about a male and female, or two brothers or two sisters. And when I say two brothers or two sisters, it's just like, you know, us in the Genesis family, we have a relationship with each other, which is a working relationship, which is a community relationship. I think what I'm trying to say to you, London Town, is that the word relationship itself doesn't, I mean, for those who are saying, yeah, they're in with someone really deep, it doesn't really explain or you're not able to put over how what you actually really mean by when you say you're having a relationship with someone, or you'll use a term, a slang like, oh, I'm seeing such and such. You know, it's those sort of phrases that we're actually trying to break down, because at the end of the day, for 1997, personally for the driver on the educational shows, what we're going to have to try and move away from is slangs. I know people think they'll say, all right, what's the harm in a slang? But slang isn't it isn't proper for the country that we're actually in. It's just for those who want to cut corners. That's what slangs derive from. I mean, we have our own slangs because we've got a certain culture and we know what our slangs are. So if we're gonna use slang, we've got to use it in the context of our culture, not take it in from outside and bring it into our culture. Okay, we're gonna take this call. Good afternoon, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Yes, Spartacus.
How are you?
Not too bad, but a bit tired, but, you know, I'm here.
Okay, join the club. I called in earlier on, well, I tried to get through earlier on to give you some aid on the problem in the studio, because I think it's connected with the radio phone.
All right, yeah.
The monitor and the radio phone is actually interfering with each other, because I had people say, a couple of people called me this morning, said that they were getting it very clear while I was complaining last night about the interference.
Right. So how's it sound now?
It sounds clean. Sounds very clean.
Well, like I said, that's why I had to shut down for 5 minutes and do a quick adjustment, and everything seems to be functioning neatly.
Oh, great. Okay. All right. I'd like to put something in here, please. Yeah, relationship. Yeah. Having looked at the definitions, I looked at a lot of definitions when I was writing my book on non-physical violence in relationships, and I came up with my own definition, which covers I believe covers the words very well. I have two definitions, yeah? If I can put them forward. One is just the word relationship, and the other one is interpersonal relationship.
Okay.
Right? So with relationship first, for the purpose of this project, is defined as the condition which exists between two or more people interacting with each other as individuals or as distinguishable entities.
Right, yeah.
That's relationship.
Yeah, right.
So if you take that and you add it to interpersonal, so you have interpersonal relationship is defined as a union of two or more people relating on a romantic and or emotional level as friends, lovers, partners, spouses, soulmates, and or companions.
Right. So, you know, from what I've turned around and said, I mean, that how would you say we're using the word in the right context? Because I mean, you know, that's what we try to break down on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
You know,
I believe that we are limiting the scope of the word, because when people use the word relationship, normally all they mean is being sexually involved with someone.
Right.
And we're limiting the scope of the word, because the word relationship doesn't just mean sexual involvement. It means having an interaction with someone, whether as on a sexual level, on a business level, on a political level, on a family level, on any level where you're having an interaction with the person. That is a relationship.
Yeah, because I mean, even in the dictionary that I'm reading, sex was the last thing to be mentioned when it, you know, in all of the definitions, and you know, it was so small. It was as if they had their own way, it wouldn't actually be there, but they only put the word sex there so a person can turn around and say, sexual relationship. You know, but it's not actually, you know, it isn't actually part of the word relationship. It's just something that people associate with it.
Mm-hmm.
But that, I mean, from what I can understand, it doesn't mean that.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't mean that. It includes that, but it doesn't mean that. In fact, it includes it in the sense that if two people are having are involved on a sexual level, they don't spend, for instance, they may spend a week together, but out of that week, maybe 2% of the time they spend actually in sexual intercourse, whereas the rest of the time, the 98% of the time, they're in a relationship, interacting with each other on all kinds of different levels.
Yeah.
So sex is basically a very minor aspect of a relationship, but yet we define relationships when we speak about it and when we use the word relationship as if you're not involved with them on a sexual level, you don't have a relationship. Like people say, we killed the relationship, or we ended the relationship, or I ended my relationship with a person, when in fact they're still going on interacting with a person.
Yeah. So, Sparkles, one question before I go. What similarities have you noticed between the word love and relationships?
Well, people actually use love. As I was saying last night, people use the word love to mean what they get from someone. So for instance, there's this record saying love is a 5-letter word, M-O-N-E-Y. Yeah, and some people use the word love to mean sex. And in fact, love does not mean sex. It doesn't mean money. It doesn't mean anything material. It means caring for someone, being wishing the best for someone. And wishing the best for someone doesn't mean having sex with them, if you see what I'm saying.
Because I mean, like a quick definition what I got here is admiration, affection, adore, attachment, desire, devotion, favor, fondness, infatuation, passion, tenderness, warmth, and then it moves on to friendship.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like from what I've said across the London town, I feel we've got to start actually taking note of the words we actually use, because we're just using them so freely, you know, that it's just part of an everyday thing. Oh, if you don't use that word in that conversation, it won't seem right. Whereas there is always appropriate words to use. It's just our minds have become lazy. You know, we've literally stopped thinking. everything has become a habit now.
Well, this is why I admire your program so much, because it's actually putting us on the right level. It's taking us in the right direction, because if we're going to be an information network, we have to first of all be able to communicate with each other. We have to be able to understand what we mean when we use certain words. And this program basically is where we start from. We start from knowing what, when you use the word relationship, I should know exactly what you mean.
Absolutely.
When you use the word love, I should know exactly what you mean. Like right now, we have a relationship right now. We're interacting.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
said,
Yeah.
everyone in, I mean, like all of us on Genesis, in the family, we have a relationship.
Yes.
You know, we're not related as such as a person would perceive relation, but we are related mentally. You know, we're in a relationship.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we are, and it's about time people actually got down to knowing the meaning of words. Not just knowing the meaning, but knowing what you mean when you say something, and actually acting on what you mean. Because sometimes you may say something and mean one thing, and understand that the other person is not understanding what you mean. But you just let it go because you think, well, I can get away with this because the person don't understand what I mean. You know, I'm at an advantage here. You know, but that is not the way to communicate.
Yeah. Yeah, well, absolutely. But like I've said to London Town, once we start to break down the barriers that's surrounding us and stopping us from moving forward, we'll be able to understand words. And as soon as someone says something to us, we can define what they mean straight away. And if we feel that they've used the word in the wrong context, we can, you know, friendly turn around and say to them, I noticed you said such and such. Did you actually mean, you know? And you've just helped them along. I mean, you're not saying to them, well, look, I'm smarter than you. It's just something which I've learnt and I've got to know as facts that is the actual word you need to say. But anyway, enough respect still, Spartacus.
Okay, bro. Keep up a good work up.
All right, then. Peace.
Love.
Okay, London Town. You know, relationships. We all have a form of bond, as like I pointed out, that mentioned in my definition of the word relationship. But how do you perceive the word relationship? And if you perceive the word relationship different, I'd like to hear. Good afternoon, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, my name is Pauline. I'm calling from Kennett.
Good afternoon, Pauline.
Good afternoon. I just wanted to read a little poem I wrote, alright, about love, yeah?
Okay, then.
Hold on a second. If you knock my boots, it does not mean I love you. If you make me laugh, it does not mean I love you. If you touch my G-spot, that does not mean you love me. That word love, so small, yet means so much. Overused, overexpressed, but not in the right context. When you love, you do so without knowing. From love comes selflessness, from love comes strength, from love comes not possessiveness. We own no one, not even ourselves. So remember, if you say you love, do so with a good and clean heart. Many forces are out there to break that love apart. Love should be unconditional. Only when we are children this seems normal. The way the world is does not teach us this. On war and money, greed and envy, they put emphasis. Without love we can go nowhere. Life cannot survive on evil and fear. If you can learn at first to love yourself, others are out there who may need your help. Love can be shown in many ways. It's not just physical or sexual. To give someone a hug or a smile can make their day. Love is a feeling, they say, that may come and go. If someone loves you, believe me, you know. If you love at any time, it will be forever. These feelings are something we cannot control, ever. And that's it. That's my kind of little definition about love still. So.
Well, enough respect for that still. You didn't phone in on the sister show yesterday, did you?
No, I was gonna, but I felt a bit scared, like embarrassed.
No, you shouldn't do that, you know. And I'm sure the sisters out there listening, you know, so they're expecting to hear from you next week. But apart from that, that is your definition of the word love, yeah?
So that's how I see it, kind of, you know what I mean? Because, boy, people don't really look into these things when they're talking about it, you know what I mean? Because they do use the word love too liberally, you know what I mean? They say they love everything.
I'd say they use the word too freely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if I said to you, relationship,
Yeah.
or relationships, what would you perceive, what would you feel I meant by saying that?
It depends how you use it to me. If you say...
No, I'm just throwing it straight to you directly, not putting it in no sentence, no context whatsoever. Relationship. What does the word relationship mean to you?
Well, it just means that if you have a relationship with... I've got a relationship with my mother, right? And that's a deeper bond than any relationship I'm going to have with my brethren or my sister, I think. Apart from if I have a man now, that's a different relationship again, because we are going to be physically attached in a way where, myself and my mother are physically attached because I come from her. It's a different kind of bonding. So every relationship is different, and I have a relationship with all of like my godchildren and my brethren, my sisters, and my mother and my father. They're all relationships, but it's just how you dispose of your feelings in that, you know, in the walk of that relationship.
Right. So, sister, let me say something to you. Do you think to yourself that words like what I've mentioned so far today, do you think that we tend to use these words a bit too freely and not fully understand what we're actually saying to each other? So what happens is a person ends up going away with the wrong conception of a conversation or something that's taken place.
Yeah, quite possibly, because then again, a lot of people probably won't use certain words because they, you know, they don't want to say that. A lot of men ain't going to say to you, they might say, oh yeah, I love you, because they don't want to hear no noise in their ears corner, you get me? But if they really check themselves, they don't want to say that word. You ask a man if they love you, yeah, I think you're bright enough to ask them, because boy, if you ask them, you shouldn't have to be asking no one if they love you, you should know.
Yeah, you should know, but instead of asking the person in question if they love you, and they turn around and say to you, yes, what you're supposed to turn around and say to them is, how? And
yeah,
why?
you're supposed to ask them how. Why?
How and why?
Because it's knows for a reason. You don't just love someone just so. You know what I mean? You love them because of maybe the things they do, just themselves, you know, because the actions and everything else was involved in that. Because, boy, I know say that all the youth, them what I know, you know, I love them to the maximum, you know what I mean? And it's not just because it's not every child that you're going to come around and your spirit's going to take to them just because they're youth still. But all of them what I know, you know, it's just them, their individuality and their spirit, their vibes, you know, and then they can work off of that. You love someone because of themselves.
That's right. And the basic fundamental qualities that they've got within them, which...
That's what you love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what you love. You don't love someone because they're giving you something every minute of the day. You know what I mean? Well, you might do, because that's your perception of love. You get me?
That's
you know what I mean?
That's the 5-letter love that Spartacus I was talking about. That's the money love.
But it depends on the education that you're getting at home as well to do with these things, you know, because you can't the way you express love will come from the way you've received love. Because if someone's been buying you all the time, like from a youth still, and you just been giving gifts every minute, and not getting no mental or spiritual love, then you're going to see the M-O-N-E-Y love. So that's what you're going to expect to get in the, you know, in the adult world. You know?
All right, sister. All I can say is enough respect for that. Was there anything else you wanted to add?
No, that's it. Just love up to everybody still, you know, tune into Genesis.
All right.
Carry on Trooper 97 and years to come still.
All right, enough respect for that still. You got your dictionary?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, you keep it handy, yeah, and you keep it locked to the big one.
All right, then.
All right, peace.
Bye.
Okay, London Town, 0956 407 515. All right, let me give you a scenario. If I turn around and say to you, I like you, what do you think I mean? And am I right in what I've just said? I like you. Words that we use on a day-to-day basis, words which are used around us, and we do not fully understand. Do you know what the word like actually means? Do you? All right, if so, you give me a call. 0956 407 515. Couple of other words which we haven't touched on, but we shall touch on. Words such as commitment, honor, respect. Sounds familiar? London Town, you know the number, you know the flex. 0956 407 515.
God Squad. 9216.
91.6 FM.
Who goes there?
God Squad.
9216.
91.6 FM.
Oh my goodness. What would I do without Genesis?
Well, we know, well, London Town, we know what most people would do without Genesis. Oh gosh, it'd be hard. It would be hard. Anyway, perish the thought. 0956 407 515. I've got the meaning of the word like, but I want you to do your work, because obviously I'm up here to confirm the same knowledge which is out there, which is accessible to you, but you have to do your work as well. There's certain words which I will read out, give you the dictionary's definition, but also there's words which you have to do for yourself as well. Okay, London? 0956 407 515. Once again, that's 0956 407 515. So far we've covered relationship, and we've touched on love. Good afternoon, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, it's Carl from Camberwell.
Good afternoon, Carl.
Yeah, good afternoon. Right, the word like. Basically, when you're saying you like someone, in the definition in this dictionary is saying having the qualities of or appearance of, having the characteristics of, or in the manner of to the same degree. That's what it says anyway in this dictionary.
Right, and I'll just give you the definition I've got there. Close to, comparable, corresponding to, equal, equivalent to, identical, parallel to, or similar.
Yeah.
So
when you think you like someone, that's
right.
what
This
I
is
mean.
the first. Right. This is the first meaning. When you're talking about admiring all of that, that's the second meaning. That's not the proper admiring and all that. That's not the proper meaning. That's just something we've taken on ourselves.
Yeah.
So when you turn around and you say you like someone, that don't really make sense, does it?
No, it don't at all. Not in this.
Not
in
if
this
you
dictionary.
follow the dictionary's interpretation of the word.
Yeah.
Because from what I've got to understand, when it comes to do with this language,
Yeah.
you have to take the first meaning that they've got there. I mean, the second meaning is just there as an addition, you know, to get the most out of it. But sorry, go on.
The first definition I got in this dictionary is having the qualities of. So when you're saying you like someone, if I take the first definition, you're saying having the same qualities as someone. So say I say the girl now, that means me and the girl got the same qualities.
So yeah, that's right. So you're saying to your girl, if you say to your girl, "I like you," you're saying, me and you got the same qualities.
Yeah.
But it doesn't sound right, does it?
No.
Because of the society that we're living in, for you to turn around and, you know, use something like that, a person will say to you, "What are you talking about? I mean, get real, you know, get with the program, you know. We're not one of them highty-tighty people up there. You know what I mean? Talk to me properly." And what they don't seem to understand is you are talking to them properly. They just do not fully understand the words that they are using.
Yeah,
and that's been
right.
said to them. What's your, on the word relationship and love?
Relationship, I'll have to I'll look it up and ring back, yeah?
All right, that's no problem, Carl.
All right, then, brother.
Yes, enough respect. Okay, London Town, as you can see, similar, the word like, yeah? And this is the first definition. what are you going to say to me? Forget that definition and take the second definition, which is the actual true meaning of the word? You go to people who know the language and you say to them, I like you. They're going to turn around and say to you, what are you talking about? Me and you are two different people. Or persons. Good afternoon, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's me again.
All right.
Yeah. There are two, well, in fact, in my dictionary, there are three likes. One is the adjective, which is saying the descriptive word.
The first definition, the identical, yeah. That's the first one. Yeah, go on.
But that is you have to look at the grammatical state of the word, which is it's being used as an adjective there.
It's also been used as a verb as well.
Right. As a verb, it's another definition altogether.
Yeah.
So where you to find something enjoyable or agreeable. So those two definitions are actually not related at all. They're not actually.
They're not related at all. That's right.
Yeah. So when a person uses the word like, you have to first of all find out what context. Are they using it as a verb or as an adjective? If they're using it as a verb, then the word like is the correct word. To say, I like that meal. I found it enjoyable. I found it tasty. I found it sweet, nice, yes? And if they're using it as an adjective, and they say, I like that meal, it's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. Yeah, because you can't be like the meal. You can't be similar to the meal. So we have to be clear about whether it's an adjective or a verb that we're using the word as. And there are many other words which are interchangeable as either adjective, verb, or noun.
That's right. I mean, all I'm saying is that as a verb, I'm saying, me personally, I'd use another phrase. As if you, I don't know in your dictionary, but as the verb, the first definition, the first word it gives after letting you know it's a verb, it says admire. Now, there is a I mean, if I'm going to say I'm like something, yeah, I'm drawing comparison to the person or the object that I'm talking about. If I feel affection for someone, I'm going to say I admire them because I mean, if you check it out, to say you like someone, I mean, it doesn't. Now that we're looking at the word for what it really is, it doesn't fit.
Well, it does fit if you're using it as an adjective, as a verb.
How is the word supposed to be used? What is the first definition they give you in the dictionary? As an adjective.
Well, the reason why they give you the word the first time as an adjective, I believe, is because adjective comes before verb in the alphabet. But if it was verb coming before adjective in the alphabet, then you would have had the verb definition first. But I'm actually looking at like being defined separately 3 times. And the last like is as a suffix, yeah? So lifelike and childlike are being given another definition, but that is used as a suffix, yeah? But it's actually being defined 2 separate places. You see what I'm saying? So it's not correct to associate the verb and the adjective with each other because they are 2 different definitions for the same word, even though it's the same word spelled the same way. They're 2 different definitions, and one is the adjective and one is the verb. So I think that's how we should look at it, as 2 different definitions. And when we in fact, if it's necessary, we should correct someone when they say when they use the word in the wrong way. But it can be used anyway because it means the correct thing if you use it in the correct context. And if you want to, for instance, if you use if you're writing a paragraph, you don't use the word like. I like you because I like the way you do this, because I like this is because it is this. You know, you use several different words to mean the same thing. Yeah, and you can say I like you because you look like someone else.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I mean, but people seem to use the word in the right context all the time. It's only when they want to disguise certain things they use it in the second as a verb.
Well, to use it as a verb, you have to You can't use it as a verb to describe something. You've got to use it as an adjective to describe something. That looks like such and such and such. That's the adjective version. Yes, and it's okay to use it like that because you're using it in its proper grammatical context.
Right. Now, all I'm saying, Spartacus, with so much words out there that can describe someone or something, and you don't have to use the same word twice to do the job.
Right.
Yeah? I'm saying that is what we should start doing because, like you said, on a day-to-day basis, you see a friend, you walk down the road, you say, oh my gosh, doesn't he look like...
Yes.
You're using that in the right context. You're saying that person is literally the same as such and such.
Or similar to.
Or similar to.
Yes, yes.
Yeah? It's only when we get into an emotional side of us, or the emotional part of us, will turn around and use the word, baby, I like, darling, I like, which in itself is an insult. This is my personal opinion, London Town. Do not get me wrong. I'm saying if you're going to express something which is on a personal level, I'd say it would be better for you to use another word which is more appropriate, which has just one specific meaning. That's all I'm saying.
But people fall into the trap of, instead of using the word like or admire or I find you interesting or I find you enjoyable, they say I love you.
That's right. They put it all in one.
Which is going off the other edge,
off the rails, yeah.
But because they don't understand that the word love is something far and beyond what like is supposed to mean. Yep. Anyway, that's my contribution. Just to show that the adverb and the adjective are actually the adverb, the adjective and the verb are two separate words, completely two separate words.
Okay then.
Okay.
Enough respect.
Right.
Okay, London Town, our very own Spartacus are pointing out to me, which I would have moved on to point out, that there is two definitions. Yeah. If anyone wants to confirm why, because obviously I didn't write this dictionary, I just know how to use it. If anyone can confirm what Spartacus says, because I didn't think he was actually giving me a confirmation on why we've got adjectives on certain words and why basically on certain words we haven't, and why do they tend to use more than one example for a word when we've got untold words out there which are appropriate. Good afternoon, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good afternoon. My name's Paula. I'm calling from Lewisham. I'm not really able to help on that, but my dictionary...
That's all right. Just go through.
Yeah, the dictionary I've got, which is the Oxford Concise, it says that the second definition is to find pleasant or satisfactory, which would probably be the context that I would use it, because I think that the word admire may be too strong in some other context. But just on another point, where the last caller mentioned about the reason why they have it listed is because the adjective comes before in the dictionary. On the opposite page, I've just noticed the word like, where they've listed the noun first, then they've listed the adjective, and then they've gone to the verb. So therefore, that explanation doesn't really...
That's what I was going to point out, because there's words in the dictionary which are nouns. You know, not all of them are adjectives, not all of them are verbs.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm just trying to work out why, because like I said, I didn't write the dictionary.
Exactly.
It's just, you know, someone who's a lot more into what is actually taken to do with words, they can actually phone in and enlighten us.
Yeah, well, I hope they do, because it kind of got me a bit curious as well.
Yeah,
now,
well, you know, that's right. You know, we see things there. We have to start questioning it. That's the whole idea of what I do call as a form of spell, because it's just keeping us locked into a certain way of thinking. We need to start stepping outside of that, you know, and start questioning certain things. I mean, do you find that people use the words like relationship and like in the right context?
Yeah, not all the time. Not all the time, but I would agree that basically you have different types of relationships, and I think that a relationship to me is an interaction with other people. Now that would be on different levels, as the previous caller said about you have a relationship with your mother, you have a relationship with your friends, with your colleagues or people on the street, whatever the case may be.
So we can break it down and call it a form of bond.
Yeah. I call it an interaction, as I say. It's how you interact with the particular people that you're dealing with at that time, or you have, you may have a bond with that person. Yeah. You know, it's used on different levels again. But anyway, I'm going to come off the line and let somebody else call.
Yeah, well, enough respect for that still, and you know, you say you got your dictionary there, innit? What a lovely person. Thank you very much.
Yes, keep up the good work.
All right, no, peace.
Bye.
Okay, London Town 0956407515. Right, now we've come to the point where I don't even want to go too far from what we was talking about, but I am most definitely curious. Why some words, why in a line where you get 3 different meanings you'll get, and like for example, the word light, you know, that's the first meaning that they've got adjective, then they've got a noun, then a verb. Good afternoon, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from? We've lost that one. 0956407515. We're talking about words that we use in and around relationships, or to do with relationships, coming together, commitment, respect, honor, all what I see as fundamental things for bringing people together. Because if we fully understand what these words really mean, then we can say that we are actually on that road to re-educating ourselves, because we've gone to school, we've been taught X amount of things which are not relevant to our day, our way of living. Good afternoon, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Oh. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My name is Jawad.
Sorry, blood, can you say that again?
My name is Jawad.
Okay, can you spell that for me, Bloods? Because I don't want to insult you in any way by when I repeat your name.
It's J-A-W.
J-A-W.
D.
B. Jawab.
D, I said.
D, sorry. Jawad.
Yeah.
Enough respect, Blood. Where are you calling from?
Respect to the brother still, you know.
Yeah, where are you calling from, Blood?
I'm calling from New Cross.
All right, New Cross. And your comment is?
Well, I believe what we should be doing as a nation who is oppressed so badly, I believe we should be seeking the truth. What is the truth? I believe we should be dealing more with the Almighty God. I believe we should seek how we should live to please Him. That's the most important thing in our life.
So,
and about I was listening, and about the word love. You know, if I may say, we must love each other because you love the God, the Almighty God. I do not love you if you do not love the Creator, the Almighty God. You understand? I hate those who He hates. I love those who He loves. Or I love those who love Him and hate those who hate Him. Because we are very mixed up with this word. I mean, I'm West Indian, okay? I'm from West Indies. And
that's no problem.
I'm sorry to say that all black people are not my brothers. I do not love all black people because they are very bad people in the black race. Okay? I do not love those who I try to love people who have time and who seeking nearness to the Almighty God. These are my brothers. I don't know if you agree with what I'm saying, but...
Well, you know, no, I'm saying your point is valid. So, I mean, just to break it down. So you're saying, as far as your interpretation of the word love, you will love anyone that loves the Most High and anyone that the Most High loves.
Yeah, whether, no matter what color. And he or she is my brother or sister. If they are God-fearing, if they are, you know, if they are trying to get nearer to the Almighty God, which is what we must be doing. That's why we are such an oppressed nation. We are Europeanized in the way of thinking.
Oh yeah, well, you know, I think the most of London town will definitely...
I hope something good comes out of it. Something will come out of it. But we need to talk more about the truth, brother. You know, what is the truth? Because that will make you free. We always talk, I hear you speak about it, brothers come on the radio and on Genesis, and they talk about the truth will make you free. Well, let's talk about the truth. It is going to make us free. We don't want to hear about nothing else. Because when you know the truth, you will know, you will be a free man or woman.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, blood, but remember also, right, I mean, there's truth out there that certain fraternities, principalities, call it whatever you want to like, do not want the mass or others to know, and they will do anything to keep that down.
Yeah, but we understand this. We are aware of this. But we must not fear these things. You must fear God only, because if he wants no one to harm you or harm our people, then nothing can happen. If you believe truly and sincerely in the Almighty God, I don't mean no man on earth.
No, you mean the Most High, blood. I know what you mean.
Yeah, I don't mean Selassie or Jesus or
Most High, the Creator, the All.
Okay, yeah, but brother, we are still mixed up who the God is. Very mixed up. And in one house, there cannot be different sort of religions, because there will never be peace in that house. The father cannot be Jehovah's Witness, the son is Rasta, and the mother is Seventh-day Adventist. There cannot be peace in the house. So we must seek oneness. We must be one with each other for the love of the Almighty God, for his pleasures. We must be one with him. Jesus said in the Bible, when he told the disciples, you know, I don't want to go on too long, you know, but Jesus told the disciples that, you know, I'm one with you, and I'm in you, and you're in me. I'm in the Father, and the Father is in me. I just quote in Bible talk, okay?
Right, so just a quick point, right? Not like you said, not to stray. Who was he actually talking to when he said that?
He was speaking to his disciples, the ones who were closer to him, of the 12 disciples. So we must be one with each other, and that can't happen following false religions, because religions bring war, but the truth brings peace. And so we must find out which is the truth.
Yeah,
and
absolutely, yeah, we've got to find out the truth, but you see, by doing that, I mean...
I just have one thing to say to you, and I will sing, right?
Oh, okay then.
Brother, you know, like, there's Islam, there's Christianity, Buddhism, Judaism, Hinduism. Now, all the religions except Islam, they are named off of someone. Why is this? 2, if you go anywhere in the world, anywhere, in the jungle, anywhere, you can become a Muslim without even meeting another Muslim. Because if you believe in the one God, which is the first commandment given to Moses, if you believe in that, and you believe in his prophet, and you believe in the judgment day to come, then you're a Muslim. In your heart, you're a Muslim. But all the other different religions, you cannot become a Christian or a Buddhist or whatever unless one of such denominations speaks to you. Because you have to know their way. But in Islam, it's just a simple way. To be a Muslim, you must believe in the Almighty God. and all the prophets, including Muhammad. And this is what the people is not finding out about. Who was this Muhammad? Is he really a prophet? Because if he was a prophet, we must be following his examples.
Which we can, the examples that we should be following anyway, we don't even follow the majority of them. We tend to ad-lib, as they say, you improvise.
Brother, we are taking piece from there and piece from here and piece from there.
That's right.
We'll be mixed up. That's why, it's no good. And the people who you say are watching us, if we step forward to deal with the truth, these people who will come down on us, we don't care about that. You see, because you can't protect yourself, only to an extent, very minimum. The Almighty God is the protector. He is Al-Muhaymin, Jalla Jalalu. That's his name and attribute. He said he will protect those who believe and follow his way that he gives to the prophets. So unless we're doing these things, we are fooling ourselves.
I see what you're saying, brother, but I've always turned around and said that we should try and get away from believing and starting to know. I know
there is a God.
No, I'm not disputing that. I'm saying which is more concrete, which has a more solid foundation, to believe in something or to know something.
To know. But certain things we cannot know. We have to believe. This is where faith comes in.
No, we know. No, you see, yeah. Now that's. I had this conversation with someone else already. I mean, you say there's certain things we can't know. We have to believe. Yeah. Can't to me means impossible, and that's just limiting your mental ability.
Let me ask you then. You believe in Prophet Abraham and Moses?
No, I don't believe. I know.
You know.
I know they existed. So.
Okay, well, I'm glad you know. I'm glad you said that. No. Well, I'm asking you now. How do you know that they walked the earth?
Through research, brother.
Research. Yeah. So, but you wasn't around.
No, I wasn't around.
Right. So you can only believe. This is faith, brother. And if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can move mountains. Don't worry the people who is in control. They ain't saying nothing if we're dealing with truth as a race.
Right, now you've just jumped from one point to another, as in believe into faith. Now that's two different things.
No, belief is faith. You can't say belief is faith.
All right. Did you how long have you been listening to this specific program?
I listen to it, not steady, but I listen to it.
Right, because I done a show which was the week before the last week of '96, and we went through the word believe, yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone who phoned in came to the conclusion that it was to lie.
To lie?
Yeah.
Well, this is one of the words we are getting mixed up with.
You got a dictionary, brother?
No, I don't have one right now.
Right. Okay, because
I've never seen. What about the Judgment Day? You believe in a Judgment Day, or do you know how you see that?
No, I know everyone will be judged according to what they have done, because the signs. How can I put it? It's like a jigsaw puzzle. There's so many different things going on, which you can class as so many different pieces of a puzzle. And when you put them together, you start to actually see and know what is actually taking place.
Okay, judge when?
Sorry?
When we are going to be judged?
When are we going to be judged?
Yeah.
For me, if I was going to turn around and tell you that, then I'd have to be a prophet.
No, I mean, is it the judgment that the Almighty God is talking about? You're speaking about?
No, with the judgment, I'm thinking that I can say that when you're conversing on is the judgment, as in from the Most High.
Yeah, where we all will be resurrected from the graves and give account for what we did in this life. Is that what you're speaking about?
Whether it's you're saying resurrected from the grave. I say resurrect from our mind, because we've been asleep.
No, we have to do that in this life. When death comes, there's no more waking up. The only waking up is for judgment.
Right, so what we have to do, we have to prepare ourselves.
That's
both
right.
Physically and mentally.
Yeah.
Now, we have to start putting away the myths and, the, you know, the mysteries and the mythologies. We've got to get rid of all of that and start to actually know. You know, you've got people, like you said, to do with Christians. You've got Christians who go out there and because they've been told by their local pastor, reverend, whatever, you know, this is going to happen to you if you do not do that.
Well, I'm not dealing with no myth. I don't know why you mentioned this word. I understand what you're saying still, but
no, but a lot of it, I mean, religion itself, a lot of it and how it's been based on myth.
What about Islam?
What about Islam?
Is it based on myth?
No, all right, let me just, without going into it too deep, let me just break this down for you. All of the religions stem from one point. Now, the point, what we've got to do, we've got to go out there and find out where all these religions came from and what they are actually based on.
Yeah, but it's time we should have done that already, because I done it.
No, I've done it. It's just for London Town to go out there and do it.
I hope that the Almighty God guide them in that.
Well, so do I.
Because without Him, we are nothing, brother, and we have no chance. They will kill us out in genocide like they plan to do. They've already started a long time.
Okay then, blood. Enough respect for your call still, but you keep it locked, yeah?
And
because,
you too.
Yeah, because we've got talk shows throughout the week between the hours of 12 and 3, plus we've got other educational programs which we do on other days. But you keep it locked, play the jingle, and you actually know. But definitely between the hours of 12 and 3 on a weekday, we've got educational programs.
Right.
So we go through topics which relate and affect us on a day-to-day basis and time to come. But anyway, you keep it locked to the big one, yeah?
Thank you, brother. All right, brother.
All right, blood. Peace.
Nice one. All right.
Okay, London Town, 09564075515. You just had the brother on the phone, Jawad from New Cross. Some constructive points there. Points for you to either agree or disagree on. But you know the flex, you know what we're down with. Good afternoon, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, Travis, Minister Rebel.
Yes, Minister.
Somewhere in London. Yes, blood. Nice show, you know.
Respect.
Really nice show. But you touched on, you know, the other caller talking about Islam and stuff. If it's pure and at its best, then it's, you know, I can't say, if you're saying Muslim to mean one of peace, that's all right. But, you know, the full breakdown on Islam is, you know, I just want to see the original Quran, let them show me the original bones that it was written on. If not, forget that. Anyway, we was talking about something. You talked about love.
Yeah.
Right, you know what I mean? That subject now, you know what I mean? There's, you know, what I wanted to put across London Town, like there's 12, like, forms of love, right? I wanted to go through them. The love of oneself, and that's the most deadly, right? Love of wealth, love of fame, the love of success, the love of one's mate, that's their husband or their wife, love of one's child, love of one's parents, love of brothers and sisters, love of one's word, love of life, love of faith, love of the Most High. And that's the 12 forms of love, all right? But the most deadliest love and the most great love we have is the love of ourselves, you know, because we say, that's my wife, meaning it belongs. That's my child. I love my car, and it's about them. It's not what they're giving. They're not giving nothing. You understand? It's really love for themselves. They love their Creator. Why? Because the Creator created them. They love their mother because their mum gave birth to them. And it's about a selfish thing. And once they realize that, and only then can they manifest that love or that respect and honor to somebody else. But they've got to realize the only love they really got is the love for themselves. You understand?
So what? So Rebel. So just to clarify what you're saying. So are you saying that no one should love themselves?
No, I'm not saying nobody should love themselves. I'm saying that's exactly what it is.
Right.
The only love they love their wife. You know, maybe because she cooks good food for them. You know, they love their husband because maybe he's good to her, you understand? But it's a personal thing that they'll take for them, for ourselves. You understand? And you know that's what I want London Town to realise. You know.
So when a person says they love the Most High, then what are they actually saying?
Yeah, but what? Yeah, right. Okay, they love the Most High, but why? Because the Most High created us. Or if I say personally, I love the Most High. Why? Because He created me and everything else. You understand? And what is applicable to me. You understand? Or if I say I love my wife, listen to the word my. I love my child, meaning belonging to me, a personal thing. And that's why in relationships and stuff, you know, there might be a breakdown in relationship. The partner goes to see somebody else, and you know what the wife or the husband says, look what you've done to me. No, they didn't do nothing to you. They had a good time for themselves. You understand? And because of that mindset, you understand? They said, look what you've done to me. You understand? And it's a selfish thing. You get what I'm saying? You know, and it's sad, but it's true. But this is the reality of it. And if you look into it correctly, it's a selfish thing for me. That is my daughter. Don't do that to them. I won't want my kids to learn this. I won't want my children to go there. You know, the word my, that's my car, you know what I mean? You know, you understand what I mean?
No, I understand what you're saying, Rebel. All right, so let me just take it one step further. And you get, how about when someone says, I love my people?
There you go. Whose people? The word my is there, meaning that's their mind. That's my people.
So what they should do is replace that word my with our.
Well, no, I'm saying the my is there and should be there. You understand? But that's what it is. I'm just saying, listen, this is what it is. This is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that this should be replaced or that should be replaced. I'm saying check what it is. You know, I love Genesis. You know what I mean? You know, but when I start saying, well, this is, you know, my wife and I love her, why? Why do you love?
Well, that's it. You know, that's
it's a kind of an attachment. You get what I'm saying?
It is. That's what I turn around, you know, and because the sisters pointed that out yesterday. You know, it's one thing turning around and saying that, but you know, you've got to know why and what makes you.
That's right, blood. You know what I mean? And I just, you know, I just wanted to establish the love thing, because people, the meaning of love, it's deep. You know what I mean? But you know, it's a self thing. You know, and once we realize that, then we can manifest beyond that. You get what I'm saying? You know, and that is my point on love. You know what I mean? Because you mentioned the word. I won't go into nothing else, because you know I have a lot to say about religion.
Absolutely. That's why, you know, I turned around and I tried not to get too into the conversation, because, you know, those are issues that can be looked upon individually later down in the year.
Yeah, that's right. No, I'll do a show on Friday on that, you know what I mean? But, you know, love and what it means, you know what I mean? You know, we love our parents because they gave birth to us. You know, and when we look at as an individual basis, you say me. You know?
Right. So what? Basically, our and my is the same thing.
Well, our when we're talking plural,
yeah.
Me when we're singular, you know?
Yeah.
But it goes back to yourself anyway.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a kind of, you know, a selfish thing. You know, and it's just what it is. I'm not saying to change it. I'm just saying this is what it is. You know, so that we realize what it is.
Okay then, blood. Enough respect for that still.
All right, Drive?
All right, blood.
Keep up the good work, blood.
Yeah.
Peace.
Okay, London Town, 0956407 515. Our very own Minister Rebel gave you a definition on the word love. Also, my. Good afternoon, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, it's Carl from Camberwell.
Okay, Carl.
Yeah. I agree with what the Minister Rebel said about love. I love this and I love that, yeah?
Is there any buts there?
But he failed to show what context he's using that love in. Because the definition I get in this dictionary is saying warm liking, art, affectionate, sexual passion, What's that sexual relationship between people who are in love?
Right. Okay. To give you my interpretation of what Minister Rebel just said, as far as, and to answer your question, as far as to do it in what context, I think what the Minister Rebel is saying, it's not so much the context, it's what
it's
it
more
boils down to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but what,
you can
when
use anything. You can use anything in any different type of concept, but what does it boil down to at the end of the day? Yeah, that's what I think. That is the key point here. Like you said, for example, like I said, if I said he is our father.
Yeah.
And when we break it down, what does it boil down to? When you say our, you're speaking. You're not speaking just of yourself, but you are speaking of yourself as well. But you're including others when you use the word. When you make a word plural, you include others, but it's still it's the basis of that still stems from you.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the point that you're putting across, saying it's like I said, my is singular, our plural. It's still a form of belonging. Yeah, because you're classing it as it's yours.
Yeah.
Because that's when you say our.
Yeah, that word love, it could be taken in, it depends what context you're using that word love in. Like you're saying, like it boils down to loving yourself. Yeah? Hello?
Yeah. Go on, Carl, I'm here.
Yeah, it boils down to loving yourself. But what context are you loving yourself in when you're saying love?
What context are you? Well, I mean, what does love, like you said, what does love mean? I mean, obviously you can use things in different contexts, but as the fundamental, I mean, the context as far as I oversee is different situations. Yeah? But you still got the fundamental words there. Those meanings won't change. The context may change, but the actual basis of the
word love,
they won't.
But love is different well, I personally think that love is different for every individual. Because my meaning of love and someone else can give a different meaning of love. He's not using the same context as from the dictionary. You get what I'm trying to say?
All right, you give me an example, and I'll see if I can clarify what I'm saying to you.
Example of what? Love?
Yeah, in whatever context you want to use it.
I can only use it in the context in which I'm getting it from the dictionary. I can't make up my own definition of love.
No, not definition. I'm saying use the word, because we know what the definition is. I'm saying use the word, but put in a context, like you'd say, or like a caller said before, I love my parents, or my wife, my girl, my daughter, my husband, my boy, my son, whatever.
Then I love the Most High and Mighty, yeah?
Yeah, right. Now, you've already turned around and said that, right, you said you love, yeah? And what did we say the word love means?
What did we say it means?
Yeah. What's the definition of the word love?
Warm, liking, or affectionate.
In your dictionary?
Huh?
Sorry, that's in your dictionary, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, any more definitions on it? Let me just, right, from what I've got admiration, yeah? Affection, adore, attachment, desire, devotion, fondness, infatuation, passion, tenderness.
Yeah.
Yeah, what does that say to you? I mean, if you used to take the word love away and was to try and replace it with something else, which is the nearest you can get to it, what would you come to it?
I don't know, you know.
All right, let me see if I can get this over to you. I would perceive that as it's something that's coming from you.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And it's something that you're giving to someone else or sharing with someone else.
Yeah.
But it's still coming from you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the basis of it is you.
Yeah, yeah.
As in the feeling. The feeling stems from you. Yeah, it's boiled down to a feeling.
Yeah, it does.
When you admire someone, I mean, you feel strong towards them.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe because of whatever actions that they do, but it still boils down to a feeling.
Mm. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
So you see what I'm saying?
Mm.
So it is personal. It can be, all right, selfish is when you think about yourself. So it is selfish because it's a personal thing.
Yeah. But I'd have to look up the word selfish and see what definition
Well,
is.
you can do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do now, yeah?
You know, I mean, at the end of the day, what it boils down to, London Town, we're just here to, we go through words because I'm here to learn. You've locked in today because you want to learn.
Mm.
And also to get feedback on different views across London Town. So, you know, you look up the word selfish, dial back in and participate because it's all about each one to teach one.
That's right.
Yeah?
And peace, blood.
All right. Peace. Right, London Town. I hope we didn't confuse you there in that conversation. We got another call coming through. I'm going to take this call. Good afternoon, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Steve from Brooklyn, yeah?
Okay, Steve.
I was just listening to your last conversation on love. Yeah? The word love.
Yeah.
And I would just like to say that love, for me, is a inner feeling. It's something that can't be defined as in words. It's the inner feeling that's coming from you and it's expressed from you to other people.
Right. So we can take it a step further. You're saying it's inner. So could we take it a step further and say it's a spiritual thing?
In a sense, yes.
Right. No, that's no problem. I'm just saying if, to try and get as much clarification on when we use a definition, to try and define it as near as we can to say that, well, here what, this is how we see it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because obviously the dictionary gives you X amount of words, different, I don't know, I suppose you can call it, it's like opinions from those who actually created the words, because these words stem from actions. Yeah, that took place. So a person said, yes, that is love. I mean, if someone can actually give me a breakdown of where the word love actually comes from, that'd be appreciated as well.
Well, really, when you think about it, you can't really break down any word, because a word is only something that is spoken for a person. It's someone trying to express a feeling or something to someone else. So everybody in themselves are going to express it in different ways.
Actually, if I can just touch on that, a word actually is a spell.
Pardon?
Is a form of a spell.
Which a spell is?
If you look at, because I'm saying, if you look up, because we went through this on the last show before, the last show of 96.
Yeah.
And when you put letters together, you are, in effect, casting a spell.
Right.
Because you're making a word out of that. You've just put X amount of letters together and you've made a word. So you see what I'm saying? So every word has a root. Yeah? Just like if you go back into our ancient languages, our language, yeah? You'll find that they have certain words which may consist of 2 letters. Yeah, or 3 or whatever, but it actually describes something. It gives you what it actually means, because the person who said that obviously knew what they were saying when they said it, for them to say, well, here whatever the word is goes to that, because of the situation. Yeah, just like how people name, like you give a name to a river. We've adopted that now, instead of just giving our children any old name, we're giving them names with meaning.
You're trying to give it a common name.
Yeah.
In a sense of that everybody can relate to that one thing.
Yeah. So we're saying that when because obviously we are, how can I put it? We're far ahead from what actually took place, because we weren't there in the beginning. We've just got to go by what has been handed down to a certain degree, because we take a word, we look at it, we say, okay, the dictionary says that word means that. What we do from there is find out where the dictionary got that from, where that word originated from, because every word has an origin. Yeah, a person don't turn around and say, pick up a dictionary and say, okay, I'm going to create the word hat. Something has to have taken place for that word to come about.
So you're talking about a progress step, as in
Yeah.
it's progressed along.
Yeah.
But then...
But it still has a root, because why did the person call it a hat?
Right, I see.
Yeah?
Yes.
So it has to be the person who actually created that in the first place to say, yeah, that's a hat. And then because he's created it, they can give a definition of it, something that you use to cover your head or whatever the dictionary says the definition is.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, it's just for people to relate to it.
Yeah, it's for people to relate to it, but with certain words, don't always take it as it is. Look into the word and find out what the word actually means. Because we use words on a day-to-day basis and don't fully understand what we're saying.
Right, I see.
Because
Yeah,
we've taken it's not a case of we've gone out there and we've looked for the word, or we've found that we've used the word in the right context. It's all become habit.
Yeah.
Half of the words we don't know what they mean, only because other people use them on a daily basis, or they use them in and around us, and they've used it in certain situation. We just naturally say, yep, that's what that word means, because yeah, when such and such was saying such and such, he used that word, and he ain't really a man to really use a word that he don't really know. You get that sort of argument, and you got people leading people down the wrong path because one person said a word, the word sounds good, they say yeah, and that's gone on. You don't know how. If a word sounds right, that word will spread amongst a set of people, and you'll find people use it. Don't you notice when people use certain phrases, it's just like slangs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it gets passed around because a person's used it in a certain context, and the next person's seen it and they've gone round and that's how it's gone. When it don't fully really mean what the person said it means.
Well, I see your sense in that, but with the dictionary is forever changing because of changing lifestyles and the way people use the words and change words to suit their own meaning. So in a sense, when you look at a word, you don't really, as you really say, you have to look from the root end. But for us to look from the root end, it's virtually impossible because we're never there from the root end. You get my drift?
Yeah, I see what you're saying, blood. I see what you're saying.
So for really, most words are for expressions, for you to express how you're feeling or what you're feeling spiritually, really. Which really, when it comes down to it, words are only there as a physical thing. What's it all about, really, is a spiritual thing. You get me?
I don't know. Put it this way, from that statement, the first thing that comes into my head, I'd say words are descriptions. They describe things.
Yes. Yes, in a sense, yes. Whereas if you look at, going back to the word love, how can you describe love? As you said, you looked up in a dictionary and you found there was more than one word to describe it, which is just a description for an inner feeling, which really an inner feeling is something spiritual.
So, in other words, what it was, if I can get this correct, what you're saying is, we choose like the word love because it's such a word which we can give untold meanings to. It's for an individual to define.
In a sense, yes. It's hard to define. You can't really define the word love.
But we seem to do it on a daily basis, to do with situations and people. So, that in itself is a contradiction. We tend to use the word to suit our own needs.
Yeah. Well, I suppose that's a thing what people have learnt to do over the ages and times, and that's it.
Okay then, blood. Enough respect for your call still. But keep it locked to the big one, yeah?
Will do.
Alright, peace. Okay, London Town, 0956 407 515 gets you through and across London Town what is your views and comments on what you've heard today? I know enough people I sit back and I try digest certain conversation that take place. I'll even discuss it with them inner self. And you know them talk there, you know, when you have to cross question yourself. All right, London Town, we're still out there and we're on the subject of words which we use in and around relationships. Still heard no one touch on commitment and respect and honor. Good afternoon, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's him again.
Yes.
Spartacus.
Yes, Spartacus.
Yeah. I got 3 very brief points. Yeah? Number one, the brother that called up earlier on about truth and the one God and all that, yeah? If he's really dealing with truth, then he would see that this one God that he's talking about is not about Islam. If he's really dealing with truth, if he's dealing with sectarianism or religion, then he can, of course, talk about Islam as being the only religion about this and that. But if he's dealing with truth, then the one God concept and all that is not about Islam. And when he talks about quoting the Bible about Jesus saying, I am in the Father and the Father is in me, or you're in me and I am in you, basically people miss out at that point where the message that is being given to people is that they are God, that we are God, and God is truth, and truth is God. And if that is what this guy is dealing with, then he needs to go back and reread his Quran, reread his Bible, and come again. As far as the meanings of words, people, you're quite right, people say people say words. One word that actually I found a lot of people have been using recently is bombastic. You know, and looking up the word, it's quite clear that people shouldn't be using the word bombastic to mean good and nice, because it doesn't mean good and nice. It means pompous and grandiloquent and inflated, full of gas and stuff like that. You know, bombastic, it doesn't mean you're having a good time. It means that you're being pretentious. Yeah? The word love. To the brother that called up earlier on, he said love is basically a feeling from inside, and I believe you quite rightly say, well, it's a spirit, it's a spiritual thing, yeah? Is that what you were saying, right? Yeah. From that perspective, I have to agree, because I played a song last night called Be Love, and basically what the song is saying is you don't have to do anything at all consciously if you love. If you love, all you have to do is be that way. And the person who you are being that way to will know that you love because of the way you're being. You get my drift? Yeah. So basically, the idea that love is a feeling is I'm not disagreeing that it is a feeling, but what I'm saying is it's a way of being. It's a state. Yeah. So it's not I love you because you do this for me or because you give me this. I love you because I feel that way. I am that way, and I don't have to tell you that I love you. All I have to do is be that way, and you will know that I love you, because what is being done is an expression. Yeah? No comment?
Going through and dealing with things as they come across it. I'm leaving it to London Town to make their comments still. I'm just trying to get to the root of things, as they say.
Okay, there's also the commitment. commitment. When somebody says that they, for instance, I've heard a lot of women say that men can't commit themselves to a relationship. Yeah, and the word commitment is usually used when you want someone to do what you want them to do, and they're not doing what you want them to do, so you say that they're not committed. That I think is also a bad use of the word. Yeah. Because commitment is usually sometimes used to say, well, if you are committed, you will do what I want. If you're not doing what I want, therefore you're not committed. And the same way, if you love me, you will do what I want. Since you're not doing what I want you to do, you're not being the way I want you to be, then you don't love me. Okay?
All right, then, Spartacus.
Later.
Yeah, peace. Okay, London Town. What have we left? We've got respect. Oh, that was short. We've got respect. We've also got honor. We've also got any other points that you wish to take up, which we've covered. Good afternoon, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good afternoon, this is Paula again from Lewisham.
Okay, Paula.
So I've got my dictionary out, and the word commitment, it means the state of being involved in an obligation. That's what my dictionary says. I don't think it's so much about not doing what the other person wants you to do or whatever. If you're in a relationship and you both are in that state of being involved, it's like an obligation to say, if you're committed to not seeing other people and just committed to seeing that, that's your obligation. Do you understand what I mean? That wasn't really what I wanted to talk about, though. It's about the words love, and you're talking about words. To me, it's like a form of communication. And as the last caller said, love is an expression, but it doesn't need to be expressed by words. But maybe the problem does arise when we do try to express it in words. To just use the words freely or liberally, however you want to put it, is maybe a lazy way of us speaking, because it's like that's supposed to define everything. Do you understand what I mean? And since there are so many other different definitions of love, then maybe it's a communication problem again.
Yeah, well, that's right. You know, it's getting to actually know what you're saying when you're saying it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because there is times when we say things and you know when you're in a situation, oh, that ain't really what I meant to say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I just started, yeah.
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 That wasn't personally at you though.
Mm-hmm.
No, but what I'm saying is, you know, we need to start to overstand certain situations when they take place and stop using words that we don't really need to use. Because a situation may arrive and we tend to go and use drastic words to describe a situation when it's not needed. We've just blown the situation out of proportion.
Well, then that just comes back down to doing more research and, as you say, trying to understand the language that we are using. Because words, as I say, to me, it is just a way of communicating. And so long as we are using the words in the same context, you know, if there is any ambiguity between, say, two words, then maybe we need to find simpler definitions to use so that we can all understand. Because, like you said about the hat, it's not necessarily the person who made the hat who's going to call it a hat. Somebody just needs to be able to call it something so that everybody knows what they're talking about.
That's right.
You know, simple, just like you have people using sign language or whatever, that's a way of communicating, but they're not directly using words in the sense that we use it in, you know.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And enough respect for that point.
Okay.
All right, you keep it locked, yeah?
All right, then. Bye.
Peace. Okay, London Town. You know the number, you know the flex. We've got the mighty construction at the top of the hour. Also got to say we've still got the mystery man inside the place. Enough respect. Good afternoon, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Driver. Simba speaking.
Yes, Simba.
Eyes is my virgin. The word love, seeing, I don't know if it's only in this time, seeing if it's just a word or it's like a phrase or a figure of speech. You know, like, you know, people say, oh, you all right, love? Yeah. You know? And yeah, man, love it like cooked food.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, and love, like as a word, right, seems to be a word that I've, like, you know, like the last two callers are saying, like, it seems to be an expression where when you try to define it in words, it seems to become more complicated than when you just express it in action. See, because it seems to be a word that, to find the meaning of love, you have to look at many other words and take them like ingredients. You know what I mean? Like, love consists of certain ingredients. You know, like...
That's right.
You know, if you love something, you'd obviously be loyal to it, to a certain degree.
As far as we perceive what the, if we're going to say, if we're going to attach a true meaning to the word, that's how we see the word, how we see people should portray that word, show that word outwardly.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's you see, if we break it down, it comes down to this. The word love has turned fashion.
Yes, for real.
See? It's a fashion statement.
Yeah, because love should... One of the things people don't... are one of the words I haven't heard people use, see, which I think is one of the greatest ingredients of love, is compassion. See? And, you see, compassion is different to devotion. See? When you have compassion for something or for somebody, you know, it's like you would have laid down yourself for that thing there. You know, it's a form of loyalty in a way, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Or it makes you, or compassion, the compassion that you have for something makes you loyal to it. You know, I don't know really if I'm getting over what may I try to say, you know, because
No, well,
this word love is a funny word.
Now you're getting over clearly to me.
Yeah.
Just while as you're talking, I'm just flicking through and just looking for the word compassion so I can draw it up to London Town and we can actually elaborate on what you said. But it is true, you know, like a couple of callers before said, you know, it's something you want to be loyal to. You know, you want to not just say it. You want to be part of it.
Yeah.
You know, you want to enforce it fully. You're devoted to it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and that's the, you know, that's the thing that we're tending to realize when we look in and around our own society, you know, and see how, you know, I mean, there must be times when you're walking down the road and you hear certain youths use certain words that they're not supposed to use.
Yeah, for real.
And you just stand up and you just laugh. Curiosity, so boy, if only they really